I'm Seth in the sweats.
I'm Easy in the suits.
You're now listening to Sweats and Suits podcast.
Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Sweats and Suits podcast.
Trying to get back like cook crack, man. That's it.
I'm trying to rub 2 wood nickels together.
That was some country shit you just said, nigga.
Hey, while I was fixing my keys,
right? That nigga said wood money. Yo.
You good?
I'm good.
All y'all good.
Level straight. Good. Level straight.
Check.
Mic is on. Turn my fucking mic on. Ain't that what you call said?
Cut the fucking beat on.
Okay, the aux. Yeah,
if you need it.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need the aux unless we play some.
Just let me know.
Oh, for real? I want to get that shit too, bro.
It's only $7.
I know, right? I can get at the smack. I've been watching free battles for a long time. You feel me? Like,
I want to see that Vixen that DNA battle.
Yeah,
she was crazy.
I know. And she from here. That's the crazy shit.
I used to work with her. She used to work at a Spectrum.
I know. Yeah.
Bro, I used to walk by her desk trying to battle her on lunch.
Wow.
I said, yo. You like, you ain't with your shit today.
She need to do the pod then. Vixen, we calling you out. This is the pre-talk. We calling you out. This better make this shit too.
Vixen, it's not a call out. It's a request that you come to our podcast.
Well,
She
I'm
still
calling.
live in the city or she moved?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm calling you out. If you got bars like you say, you come see me.
Come see you, huh?
I said, hey yo, smack hit my line. I was getting some head.
Hey, no haircut except at bars.
Welcome to
when he had a cut.
Man, welcome to another episode of Sweats and Suits podcast. I am the man in the sweats, Seth. With me is my partner.
Of course, it's the baby daddy with the good hair.
What else?
AKA Pool House E.
What else?
AKA Johnson Controls.
Say that one more time.
AKA Johnson Controls.
Damn.
AKA Ravishing E Rude.
That's fire.
That's a new one.
Hey, that might have to be the only one. That was fire, dog. I'm Seth Rollins.
New shirts coming soon. Hey, whenever we do a podcast festival, we getting our opponents. On the tights.
On the tights.
Spray painted on the tights.
Man, whenever you hear this podcast, hashtag the bougie hangout. What's up, my nigga?
Hey man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm glad to be back in the stew.
That's on God. On God. Man, I'm happy to be back here too, man. Y'all probably heard that. You heard that pour?
No, definitely.
Fire.
Today's podcast is unofficially sponsored by Crown Royal Apple.
And you know what, man? We're trying to make it officially sponsored. So Crown Royal, I drink of it.
Man.
I need a punch card. I would have, because I can probably make a quilt or a king-size blanket out of the bags that I
You do drink enough of it. He one doctor visit away for some roses. I ain't gonna wish that up,
Nah, bro, I ain't got cirrhosis. I drink too much water during the week. I only really get to drink on weekends. It's funny. As much as I drink, like I feel like I drink, I really don't. Like, it'd be like during the week, I'd be sober.
I only drink when I'm with y'all.
I flake? Talk about, man. Let's talk about Mr. Dooch.
I'm out of here.
Oh, nah, yeah. Oh, Mr. I sent the text to the wrong group. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I know. Whatever, nigga. Hey, man. Fuck Dooch. 3 weeks in, and fuck this nigga already. Hey, man. We got a special guest in the building.
Man, I don't know how we pulled it off, but we did.
Hey, man. One of the hottest young DJs to hit Milwaukee, I think. Shit. If not the hot, like, he probably is the hottest. Like, I think they fucked up over there. I'm gonna say that openly. You, if you're from Milwaukee, you've definitely heard this man's voice on now multiple radio stations.
Absolutely.
One of the young goats. I just heard him on the radio station this morning. This nigga was playing that shit. You feel me? My man. Promises in the building. What's good, nigga?
What it do, fellas?
Hey, man, this nigga got a hell of a radio voice. Right. That shit finna be cracking.
Like, damn, that shit.
Y'all stupid, man.
Teach me the game, Ghost.
Hey, man, we appreciate you having us in the building, man. Taking time out of your very busy schedule.
Man, for real. Like I said, literally was just bumping this nigga's like mix on the way home. He on the radio talking that shit. on a new station. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I respect how you brothers been moving, which I've been doing with the podcast game. So appreciate that intro too, man. It's just too much. It's too much.
No, man, it's not enough, man.
I'm just a simple servant.
Stop
man.
all that shit, man.
You sound like me.
Hey, man, both of y'all.
Hey, you know what? Because we be getting our shit over. We like, you know what, brother?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just a vessel, man. You know what I'm saying? I
like you already.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? That's that radio shit. This nigga good, man. No, man, I'm definitely happy to have you here, man.
Appreciate y'all.
You were one of the people that I thought, like, when all the shit happened, like, if you're not from Milwaukee,
Get the
like,
background.
we're gonna talk to you about Milwaukee radio.
Yeah.
Okay. To give a background, it's really like for niggas, it's like one station, two stations, two and a possible.
For the longest, really been one.
It was one for the longest.
20 plus years. Yeah.
20 plus years has been the longest. V100 was it.
Yeah.
Well, and 98.3 has been around.
For they came out. So they about to hit their 20-year mark this year.
Yeah, because I remember being young and kind of.
And we talking about in the black community.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't talking about.
Really only been one
we ain't
station.
talking about V.
No, we talking about our culture.
W and OV. We not like.
Yeah, we talking FM.
FM,
Because
yeah.
860 been a staple, but they wasn't FM.
Yeah.
For a minute, 860 tried to make that comeback though.
Yeah.
Because okay, so here's the wild. I got a wild ass 860 story. Random as hell. Somebody new album had came out and they were playing it, but they played the cussing version on the radio. Nigga, I'm listening to 860 like. Are they supposed to be saying fucking shit like this on the radio?
Say,
They let it go. I'm like, oh, they want ratings tonight. They said, fuck it.
That was either somebody's first day or they last
Day, one of them. But
Yeah.
I swear, it was so weird to me because I'm like, is A60 trying to make a comeback? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's when BET was like, start letting cuss words fly on their show.
A little
when
bit,
they
yeah.
playing movies.
Yeah. But V100 was the name. You know V100. Mm-hmm. That's where you go for hip hop in Milwaukee, and then 103.7 was like what top 40.
Yeah, they sprinkle in some hip
They'll
hop.
sprinkle in some hip hop. They'll sprinkle in the safe hip hop, the Nelly.
Yeah, or whatever is technically if it's in the top 40.
Yeah.
So when hip hop starts dominating pop radio, they have to play those records,
yeah.
right? Because they have to play technically whatever is in the top 40 of the Billboard. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. See, that's some background that.
Yeah,
no.
So that's why you might hear, like in this era, you might hear Roddy Ricch or the Baby on those top, not just here in Milwaukee, but around the country. Because if it cracks the top 40, hip hop is the number one selling genre of music.
Right.
So you can't just play Katy Perry, you can't just play Taylor Swift, you can't just play Sam Smith. You got to play.
You got to play.
Yeah. If these Megan or whoever, Cardi, whoever popping. Top 40 radio stations have to conform and play those records.
See, and that's what that's why I like 103.7. Every once in a while, you'll be like, all right, they play some shit today. You know what I'm saying?
They
like,
might catch you. Yeah.
They may catch me slipping. But for the most part, it was V100.
So that brings, I'm going to say that question when we circle back.
But I definitely, just to give that background on Milwaukee radio, V100 was it. And my man's was like coming up at V100. It seemed like
yeah, absolutely.
Outside of like Reggie Brown, I knew Promise. Like,
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? I knew some of the DJ mixes, like the Heathens, like, but I didn't consider them like
they weren't personalities.
Yeah, they were just the house DJs.
Yeah,
like,
mix,
you know what I'm saying?
mix squad. Right.
So that's kind of how I looked at them. I never looked at them like personalities, but it was like, okay, boom. So what was it? 2000, early last year or late 2018?
No, last year. It was last year. Yeah, last year. Everything went down last year.
So young in the game. You kind of moving your way up at V100.
Right.
They let you go.
Right.
They let go of a bunch of motherfuckers.
The V100 didn't. iHeart let go a bunch of people.
See, that's
V100 chopped me, yeah.
So iHeart let go of a lot of people.
Yeah, so
iHeart.
iHeart.
The parent company?
Yeah, so basically like, back in the day, so basically like, I don't know if y'all remember the name Clear Channel.
Yeah, Clear Channel.
So like, okay, iHeart became... Clear Channel was the original name. iHeart rechanged themselves to iHeart Radio.
Okay.
So the app came out, I don't know, like maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The app was just the app. The company was still Clear Channel. The app was iHeart Radio. They decided to flip their company name for rebranding. Because Clear Channel has like a bad rep in the industry. Like because of how big they are, people feel like they control a lot of stuff. Like almost like how Viacom is.
Yeah, I always heard like Clear Channel. Because that was like who determined that determined like the golds, the platinums. Like you had to like kind of get your Clear Channel.
It's just
shit.
people feel like like if you know Star Wars, like motherfuckers feel like that was the evil empire. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in a good way, like because they had all the money and the power, but then people felt like they may be preventing things. So the company itself knew like we need to rebrand. Changing their company to iHeart was the best thing they ever did because it made it more like welcoming.
Yeah,
people like the app.
Everybody remembered the app.
Yeah.
So they associated the app with becoming this big company when it was Viacom.
But in reality,
it was Clear Channel,
the whole time. Correct. So they rebranded. So all this happened before I got there. So once they rebrand, it's iHeartRadio. So iHeartRadio owns a large portion of the market in the United States radio. Like, I don't know if it's 70%, 75%, I don't know, but they own a large percentage of stations across the country.
Yeah,
so as far as you have iHeart Urban is a subdivision, which is in Chicago, WGCI. In Milwaukee is WKKV, which is V100, and then like out in LA, Big Boy, Boy's neighborhood. Like so, all of these.
So what about 105 in New York?
So the Breakfast Club, the Power, right? Yeah, so these all are companies that are under iHeart Urban, right? It's a subdivision,
right?
So when I was at V100, I technically worked for V100 directly, but the company that was running us was iHeart. So I reported to, I had my Milwaukee like superiors, but then the company itself is ran by some other people.
Yeah, so you was talking to the niggas that got talked to by them.
Yeah, so like basically like what me on the totem pole, I was never gonna have no conversation with Bob Pittman.
No,
Bob Pittman is the dude who run iHeart.
Yeah,
now I got some emails from him, but they was generic. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all
like,
doing? We want to thank y'all for being with us. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
That's like when Obama sent out them letters during the election time. We know that wasn't Obama. That was
a team.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So the corporate side was big. The people I dealt with on the day to day, we had iHeart Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. So those individuals were the people who ran the building that I was in, which is all radio stations. If I don't know, it's basically conglomerates. No radio stations ever one. It's always multiple in one building. Right. So on iHeart Milwaukee, you had FM 106, which is a country station. You had Big FM, which is like your kind of like 80s, like classic rock, not classic rock, but like kind of like contemporary, like kind of new wave. It's that vibe. And then we had the sports station, so which is the game, and you got V100. So it's like it's always like 4 to 5 stations in one building, and all radio stations across the country. They always are owned by multiple people. So in that building, that was iHeart Milwaukee. I was working for V100. Mm-hmm. So iHeart itself did cuts nationwide, but in my building, my black ass was one of the ones who got whacked.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so how did you get into V100? Like, where did you start with? Because, all right, this is no disrespect to you.
No, there's some people, they feel like I popped out of nowhere.
No disrespect to you. Are you a DJ?
No, I'm not a DJ.
Okay.
Right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people feel like just because they're on the radio, motherfuckers is DJs.
Right. Well, you know,
back for the longest, I felt that.
I thought that was a qualification.
But no, so think about it. Like, back in the day, even before our time, the DJ was like a disc jockey. You know what I'm saying? And then on TV, MTV used to have the VJs, the video jockeys. So what it is back in the day, like in the 70s and 80s, cats really was either spinning records or in there playing records, right? Physically.
Yeah, like motherfuckers was taking
requests and taking your crates and everything, right? Yeah. Then radio evolved where it got more digital, and you coined the term more of a radio personality. Cats have a more like, so your Howard Sterns and your Tom Joyners, these guys are more known for like their mouthpiece. Like they can talk, they can interact with listeners.
Doug Banks,
all them OG, right? So that's where the game kind of shifted to. You don't necessarily have to know how to spin and play records. Can you engage and interact with audiences? So I grew up, you know what I'm saying, on that wave, like, yo, I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect cats some cats do both. Like, you got like Big Tigger. Big Tigger, who used to host Rap City in the Basement. He's on V103 in Atlanta. Big Tigger actually physically DJs and he hosts a show. So you got some cats who know how to do
like
both.
Like Funk Flex.
Yeah, like Flex, right.
And
Envy.
DJ Envy, yeah,
right.
Like, okay.
But normally the line's separated. You got most cats who are in radio, they mixers. Like, they just talk with their hands. Then you got other cats like myself, we most are more vocal. Mm-hmm. So, but I get it. When people call me a DJ, in the radio world, I get it because it comes from disc jockey. But as far as like in the city, I always be clear. I'd be like, nah, I ain't a DJ, because like it's cats like Doc B and these cats who really like actually spin it. I don't spin records. Like if I'm at an event, I'm normally on the mic hosting. I'm not ever spinning records.
Yeah, you're the host. Yeah, like Correct. You know what I'm saying. But
so has there ever been like any confusion when somebody try to book you for a gig, expecting you to come DJ?
Yeah, have you ever tried to get booked for
a
DJ?
Of course, like, because you gotta think, like, some people don't understand the workings of like how things go. So a person be like, oh, I hear you on the radio, like, oh, that's DJ Promise, and I'm like, yo, when have you ever heard me say that? I'm like, I've never called myself, and they like, and they're like, damn, he don't say that. I'm like, so why are you equating that to that? But they might be like, oh, I seen you do such and such. Can you do my daughter a homecoming, or can you do my whatever? Because I've done like homecomings, proms, college events, but like I said, normally I'm hosting. And I got enough homies in this game that do DJ, so I always spread the bread. I be like, yo, you book me to host, this the ticket, and then if you need music, I'm gonna bring bro. So I always like to bring somebody along to help them do it. Other times somebody just might book me just to do the club or just to host. But yeah, I have been asked to DJ before. So like I said, I'll be like, yeah. But to answer your question, my bad. Like, how did I get at V100? Yeah, so before I was there,
I was gonna say, is that where you started?
No. And like I said, I know a lot of people like the V100. Like you said, it's what it was. Like that's the biggest station in the city for years. All of us grew up listening to it. We know that. So when I was there, I already knew that was gonna make my light be brighter. But I had been grinding and putting in work well before that. But I understand most people didn't catch wind of me until the last 4 or 5 years, and I ain't never offended. I heard Diddy say, you introduce yourself until you walk in the room and you don't have to do it no more. So you should never be offended. You know what I'm saying?
So when excuse me, when did you know, or what was your motivation? Like when was the clicking point where I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life?
And where were you grinding at before? Like,
yeah,
say where you were before.
Right. So I answer the first part, and I'll come back to that. So basically, before I got to V100, it's funny you mentioned 98.3. So 98.3 is owned by a company called Saga. I was at Saga Communications. So 98.3, you got Energy 106.9, WKLH. Again, buildings with multiple stations. So when I first got in the game, I was like interning. You know what I'm saying? Like I got out of college. Well, I was in college, and I was going to school. I went to school in Waukesha. I went to Carroll University. Okay. So when I was out there, that's where the radio bug bit me. They had a school station called WCCX. So I ain't had no idea how you do radio, how you get it chopped, nothing. Right. Just being a kid, like listening to the radio, thinking like, oh, I could do that. So I remember having a college show. It was trash. First semester, horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know how to work the board. I was nervous. Like I was all.
You got a name of it?
Yeah, so my original show is what people knew my show for on V100. My show was called The Business Hours. Okay. I kept everything the same from when I was in school. So how the show was trash. As the time progressed, I started figuring out how it worked, what format is, what music play, all of that. So by the time I graduated, I had it figured out. However, it's just like if you're doing music or sports at a collegiate or amateur level, the pros is a whole different game. Animal, right, so I get back to
fucking college up.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm the man. So my cousin, I remember she was like, yo, you ever think about doing radio in Milwaukee? I'm like, I don't even know how you do that shit. So she was like, well, my homegirl do some promo stuff at 98.3. Let me talk to her for you. So her homegirl Danielle was working like part-time. She had a daytime job. She was grown. But for the evenings, just make a little extra cheese, she would do promo events. So I was like, oh, okay, this is how I get my foot in the door. So I went to take like an internship to work there part-time. So, but I'm thinking I'm wet behind the ears. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to come here and tell them I do radio and I'm about to get on. Yeah, right. They like, yeah, fam, hang up these posters, drive this truck, go gas this vehicle, go pick up Tom Joyner from the airport. Like, no cap. Like, I really was doing stuff like that.
You put in your dues.
Grinding.
Do your dues.
Yeah, so like that's really how I got in the game. And then like by being there, I was observing and seeing what people was doing. And I'm like, if I get a chance to get in one of these studios, I'm going to try to learn something. So rest in peace to Michael Hightower. But he was one of the OGs who was like, yo, if you're going to be around here snooping around, you're going to have to learn something. So he'll let me come in the studio with him like 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm in there like just pressing buttons, recordings, talking shit, just trying whatever I can to figure out how it works. To the point where I felt comfortable enough to try to ask, could I get on? And the program director at that time, that's the person who managed the station, who was not managing 98.3. For one, they like, nigga, you young. Like
this
what
is
you,
98.3.
yeah, like what you know about these records?
Like
but
this is we playing that old school shit. Because I remember going to 98.3. You was trying to hear some of that old school shit.
Yeah,
the Luthers.
Yeah, like, or like Parliament, Funkadelic, Prince, Rick James. But like me, you know, like I'm a hip hop head, so like I respect funk, R&B, jazz. Without that, you don't have no our culture. Absolutely. So I'm young, but I'm like, I know this record. My mama play these songs, so I'm like, I know I'm a kid, but I know my shit. Like, let me get my chops off. So finally, how I really got my first opportunity, man, somebody got pregnant just to keep it all the way funky. Like, I was there for years, never getting a chance really to be on air. So in radio, there's a thing called air checks, right? Okay. That's pretty much like your audio resume. They's like, do you even have an air check? I ain't even know what that shit. Well, I'm like, what's an air check? They're like, bro, how you trying to? So what that means is, it's like your audio resume. Like, it's clips and people can hear you doing you.
Yeah.
I ain't had that because I'm from college.
Yeah, you ain't take nothing from college.
Nah.
You don't think you needed that shit. You just needed to show up. Hey,
so that
I'm that nigga.
Fact, right?
Fuck with me.
So that PD, she like, yo, you need to, in your downtime, you need to come in here and make some air checks. So I'm going and practicing these little pre-recorded things and I'm sending them to her. She critiquing me like every week, every month, giving me feedback. So I think I'm getting better. She like, yeah, you better, but you ain't ready yet. So finally, you know, it's like the Danielson moment when I'm like, am I ready now, Sensei? She like, yeah, you on point. I'm like, so can I get a slot? She like, I ain't got nothing for you. But like I said,
glad you're getting together though.
One of the girls at the station got pregnant. So she was like, yo, this your chance. She finna go on maternity leave. This your opportunity. I'm gonna let you fill in. So that was how I got, and that was, you talking, man, that was 2012, bro. So like 2012 going into 2013. That's when I first got my chance to get into radio.
98.3, didn't they have, they had a hip hop hour, like the basement.
So late at night, yeah, on Fridays and Saturdays, they used to do the basement.
The basement.
They had the basement.
And it was, because I remember when we worked at, I want to say it was Afrofest or Summerfest. They had a booth down there.
Yeah, Afrofest, yeah.
Yeah, they had a booth down there. Remember one of the spots was sitting in there with the niggas from the basement. Light-skinned cat.
Yeah, Darren D.
Yep,
Rest
Darren
in peace
D.
to D.
Yeah, dog. We was sitting there talking to them. I'm like, yo, I didn't even know 98.3 played this.
So that was, so like you said, so that's perfect example. So that would have been me at something. So that trailer you would see them in, I was the dude, we would come set up the trailer.
I was on security.
You see what I'm saying?
I sat there like just, dog, that was the best, that was the easiest money in the world. I got to sit there, listen to these niggas talk on the radio, and I'm just sitting back there.
Getting paid.
Getting paid.
Right. But that's how you,
because I knew them people.
That's how I really got in. So just really like grunt work. Like, it's funny you mentioned them. They used to do, remember when G Brother used to have Sash?
Yeah, Sash, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so when Sash was open, I was in there, I used to be setting up their live broadcast. That's how that's how I got in. So like how we sitting here doing this podcast, they used to have us set up the mics, the speakers and everything for them to do their live show from a bar. Like that's how I got my feet wet. I was
the back line.
Yeah, I was doing all that shit, you know what I'm saying, before I ever got a chance to really get on air. So you fast forward to 2013, that's the first time I actually was a personality, you know what I'm saying? But again, the long road is ahead because it wasn't no lane. It was like, she pregnant, you could do your thing. Yeah. Obviously when she come back from maternity leave, you got to get up out the seat, fam.
But now you got, but I mean, I guess that gave you the experience to kind of go other places, though. Now.
Correct.
Like, you could take to, like, you know, that's what you could take to V100. Like, hey, I did some shit now. Hey.
So that's really how.
Check this hair check, nigga.
That was the real sprinkle. And then later that year, like I said, everything is in one building.
Yeah.
So they launched a new station at the time called Energy 106.9. They was trying to compete with Kiss. It was supposed to be a hybrid between Kiss and the V, right? So some top 40 and some hip hop. So the homie who was running that, he was one of the engineers in the building. Brandon. Brandon was a younger cat, a little older than me, but he was young too. So he saw me, he saw potential. He like, yo, let me see if I could grab you and bring you over here. So he asked the other manager, like, yo, since he technically not tied in to nobody, he just here, can I take him over? She's like, that's cool. So he let me come over to Energy. So when they first launched, you know, they playing like Chris Brown, Rihanna, 2 Chainz, like they playing stuff like that. But then
they trying to catch up.
Yeah, but then they playing Katy Perry, Juicy J. They playing a little bit of everything. So I'm like, okay, this gonna be a fun fit. Like we going into Water Street, we going to Milwaukee Street, like we trying to turn up.
You can go everywhere.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? You can go to the hood, but then you can go down to Brady.
Yeah, so I'm like, this finna be fun. The problem with that is, again, it was a budget, but it wasn't no money for me. So basically, I got relegated to doing what they call overnights. So my shift was like midnight to 5 in the morning. I'm talking about paying dues. Like that was my shift, bro. Like I come in, you on from midnight. Mind you, I'm still working a 9 to 5 at the time, cause like I wanted to do the radio shit, but mom's like, hey, listen, I know you want to do that, but like, baby, you need some money. You gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm working 9 to 5s in the daytime, and then I'm coming in the evenings and recording, doing production, and then I'm
volunteering at night.
Basically, like I'm making pennies to do it, but I want to do it, so I'm doing it. And then everything got crazy after Buddy ended up getting fired, and they ended up bringing in a new PD, and bro didn't really see the vision, so he kind of left me on the island.
So let me ask you this though, because like I said, you finally get your opportunity, and you feel like you didn't pay dues up to this point. What was it? Was it a little discouraging working that type of shit for little to no money?
It wasn't discouraging. What was discouraging to me was the next phase where it was like, oh, we got an opening for a different position. That's when I ain't gonna front. That's when I felt I ain't really know what depression was, and I remember feeling like depressed because what happened is like the station was new. They didn't have no personalities yet. They only had our program director, who was this cat. He was doing his own show, then I was doing overnight. So bro was doing like the middle of the day, afternoon, his show popping. I'm doing overnights. We don't got nobody else on the whole station. So I'm looking at it like, yo, like if it's an opportunity, like can I get full time? Can I get part time? Can I get something? They're like, oh, if things open up, we'll let you know. So later that next year, they're like, all right, we're gonna open up the budget. We're gonna hire somebody full time. So I'm like, oh, great, I should get an opportunity. man, it's crazy. Like, they end up hiring a white female. So I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a top 40 station. They start going a little away from the rap as much. So it's like they, they want to focus more on, well, we playing this music for some of maybe these college or these working white girls. So maybe we want that audience, her talking to her. I'm like, okay, I get. But
I just hate it. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations. It's like getting recruited by a coach.
Yeah.
Just to have that nigga leave. And you done already committed. So
right.
now you coming in, this new coach didn't get you. Like, you know what I'm saying? The old coach recruited you for your talent, and now you sitting there like.
But see, that's the problem, right? Like, when Buddy got fired, he saw the vision in me, and he saw talent. He was like, yo, I remember him telling me, like, dog, give me a year. Like, give me a year with you, bro, and, like, you gonna be ready. He believed in me. You bring again, like, it's like sports. You bring a new coach in. He like, I ain't recruit you. Like, fam,
I got this other dude that I recruited from.
I got this
state.
other chick.
Yeah, I'm good.
So to answer your question, when getting discouraged, I never forget, like, when it was a job opportunity to apply for the position. So I remember, like, bro saying, yeah, man, we already know you. You know, we know who you are. Like, you don't got to come in for an interview. Like, I'll do your interview over the phone. It wasn't COVID. So I'm like, wow. I knew right there. I'm like, damn, buddy, like, homie interviewed me over the phone. I don't even get to come in for the interview. So I just remember saying on one day, like, listen, bro, I said, if you just want a white female, like, just say that. He's like, promise, don't, we can't talk like that, like equal opportunity employer. I said, but bro,
it's okay.
If I don't have the chops, I don't got the chops. But I feel like you ain't even giving me a fair look.
I'm not even getting, like, you're not even bringing me in for, nigga. They called you like hey, bro,
I did
ready for your interview,
fam. I can't make this up. I did an interview at the crib. I'm sitting at my computer desk talking to bro on the phone. I mean, I already know him. He my manager already, but I'm like, damn. So he like, yeah. He asking me just general nonsense. So like, that's
just
when
to say he did the interview.
Just to say he did it.
So I ain't gonna lie. That's when I was like,
just
damn,
to meet that quota.
I ain't know if it was gonna happen because I'm like, yo, I don't know if this gonna happen. But I try to stay patient, didn't ruffle no feathers. I'm like, I just gotta eat this crow, deal with it. So I stayed at Energy. I was there for 2 years. I was there from 2013 to 2015. And the V shit happened right after that. So I was there for them 2 years doing that. Thugging it out, doing the overnight shifts. Then 98.3 was still in the building. So I remember like walking down the hall, getting a couple more opportunities to do some shifts over there. So
that's what I was gonna say. Like, did 98.3, like, did you feel like, damn, I shouldn't have left 98.3 when you...
No, because I knew it wasn't nothing consistent, right? Like, the thing is, in radio... One thing about radio, if you get in the game, like, you in, right? I had one toe in and one foot out. So at 98.3, it wasn't no lane. Like, you had Earl Stokes, you had Andre Williams, you had my man Marlon Hill was there at that time. Like, they already had, like, they roster, right? Yeah. So I was basically like, I'm off the bench. Yeah, I'm sixth man. Yeah, if it's anything to get some points.
Hey, so-and-so sick. Get in
Facts.
the game.
No cap.
Yeah, like,
run it up. Hey, Pete, go get P because somebody out on vacation, or I can get them opportunities.
This time. Hey,
correct.
Come in the game, coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess that you can take that as respect or disrespect at the same time, because it's not disrespect because it's like, all right, they solidified. So
they paid their dues.
They paid their dues. So I guess you could take it as respect. Like, all right, I'm the first nigga at least they think of.
Yeah,
I'm close. Like, I'm almost breaking that starting spot. But I just gotta wait,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, how long do you wait? How long do you wait for your?
But the only time I felt disrespect, to keep it 100, like the only time I didn't feel disrespect from the 98.3 side, because I feel like them people gave me any kind of breath I could get to learn and get my chops up. Yeah. The Energy side, I felt, and like that'd be a whole nother story. But if I get into it and tell y'all like how bro was playing me and how that went real south.
Even the person that you talking about, the person that brought you in, the one
no, homie was good.
Solid.
Yeah, the other cat
that came,
bro,
in,
like it got bad to the point where like we gotta have one-on-ones, or I gotta go to the GM office and holler like, yo, what's up? So at that point, I told myself, I was like, you might have to move around. So I'll never forget, like, we getting ready to end 2015. The year finna end, we getting ready to start the new year. I remember bro just basically letting me know, like, hey man, like after December, like that's gonna be your last shift. Like, we about to do the budget for the new year, and like we don't have anything in the budget for you on your shift. So I'm like, word? I'm like, okay, cool. He's sitting there looking at me like, man, you kind of taking this well. Like, you don't got nothing to say? I said, man, I don't have nothing to say, bro. I said, it is what it is. So I did my last show, like, for the New Year's Eve. We had a New Year's Eve event. I went to the club. We did it at what's that joint over there in Cathedral Square? Mikey's. I don't even know if Mikey's there no more. Mikey's on the same block as Elson's.
Yeah,
we did
there.
a New Year's Eve party there. I pulled up for the New Year's Eve party because I ain't gonna be no foul team player. Did my thing. I dipped out. At that point, I knew, I was like, okay, I probably ain't gonna ever be on air here again. So a lot of people was like, well, you gonna go in air and go on 10, you gonna go crazy, you gonna play whatever you want. I said, nah, man, cause like that's gonna follow me.
That's gonna follow you.
I gotta hold my head high regardless of how I'm being done. And the V100 thing was waiting in the wing. So after that situation fell through, Bailey Coleman, who was a PD, she was looking for me.
Damn.
And that's how everything
Shout out to
started
Bailey.
cooking.
Just from another perspective, because so does maybe they just do it like that, but how does the radio stations come up with their budget? Like, do they get a special particular funding from sponsors?
Yeah, who the fuck paid them?
No, so it's like it's different departments, just like any company, right? So there's somebody who deals with your marketing aspect, right? Like so in radio, each department has like a function. So you have like sales. You have people who really do sales, marketing, and advertising, right?
Yeah, selling
commercials.
advertising, selling commercials, merchandise.
But then you have your
events.
marketing team, right? Your promo team. Then you have, we're called programming. So anybody who's on air is called the programming side. Then you got your higher ups who are helping manage the entire building or whatever. So it's different parts. So like, remember, it's all these different stations in these buildings. So each station has a budget allotted for whether it's promotion. Then this is all pre-COVID. So like when you're doing events, you got giveaways. If you paying salaries, like it's budget set up for everything. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. When bro said what he said, let's just keep it all the way funky. At that time, remember, I'm doing overnights and I'm part time. Bro, I ain't scraped none of that money. All that was an easy way of him saying, I'm finna get bro off the station.
I'm just getting them out of here.
Yeah, I'm just you're not needed here.
I'm not taking a big part of the budget, my nigga. I'm working 5 hours overnight and y'all paying me pennies.
I'm not making no money. I'm not affected. And I'm like this. Let me get my chops off. And I remember people used to be like, it's Friday, Saturday night, right? Everybody out kicking it. Niggas at Summerfest, whatever. I'm really at the station doing my shift. And people like, man, forget that shit, bro. Let's just come kicking it. And I'm like, listen, this is trash. It sucks. But I'm telling myself, I'm like, you got to stay in here, dog. Like, because all you need is somebody to hear you or see you. And I tell people all the time, you never know who watching, you never know who listening. So I approached it with a high level, even though it was an overnight shift. And you like, it's 3, 4 in the morning, catch drunk. They had Real Chili. They had El Greco's. You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I'm like, no, I'm still going to do it at a high level because somebody going to notice this.
And when it happened,
it's going to happen. So if I would have bullshitted it,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Then somebody was like, he don't even. So I try to do it to a high level. And eventually what happened is, Bailey caught wind of me from somebody else who used to work in that building. So shout out to TJ. TJ at the time was a PD over there too. She had ended up moving, I think, to like H-Town. But she kept her eye on me when I was in that building. And we never really interacted a lot. That's why I try to tell people, like,
you never know who.
Always be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get caught up in some other, be you. And one day she told Bailey, like, yo, she's like, it's this little dude over there, like, he nice. And they don't know what to do with him. He'd kill if you had him. But at the time, Bailey didn't have no situation for me. They had all their people in line, whatever. But Bailey kept that in mind for like, I guess, a year or two, and I never knew. So when that situation presented itself,
I hear that.
It made sense.
Be your fucking self.
Man, be yourself all the time. Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing y'all Facebook statuses and I know y'all in real life. You niggas is fake. Y'all ain't, never mind. All right.
So that's long story, but that's basically how I got to the V. You know what I'm saying?
You got to V100, and then that's when shit kicked off. Because I started hearing, like, Promise. You hear his name, and it seemed like it was a little bit at first, and then it just picked up. I'm like, oh, this nigga is killing. Like, all right, so he must be one of the young bulls.
No, I appreciate it.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like at V100? Was it like, finally, I'm here, nigga. Yes, I'm here with the niggas.
Was that the goal?
Was that the goal?
You know what's crazy? I never thought about working for them ever. And like, even though that was like the quote unquote pinnacle or like the biggest station in the city, of course I listened to them. Of course I respected it.
Right.
But like, I'm gonna be honest, like I ain't never really, when I was over there doing my thing, I'm a loyalist to a fault. So I looked at it, and I'm a big sports fan. So I was like, yo, this the team that drafted me.
I'm riding.
And I was like, yo, I want to make it happen here. I kept thinking like,
give a fuck if we the Browns.
I can't, man, facts. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a shit if we do.
I'm like, yo, they drafted me, right? I learned everything here. I wanted it to happen there.
Yeah,
and it's like, it just never did. So I realized like, yo, you got to pack your bags and hit it. So when I got to the V, I felt good because I knew what that brand was. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I always believe in betting on myself, right? I believe in God and I bet on myself. So I never forget, like when the situation was presented, I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. It wasn't the best situation at first. It really wasn't.
It was, but it was a
You know what I'm saying? It was like this, like, hey, like, you know, here's what we got. And you could take this position if you want it, but like, I ain't got no guarantees for you. Like, no cat, this is what Bailey told me. I never forget, like, we sat down and had lunch. And she was like, what's your situation over there? And I was like, it ain't one. I'm like, I'm still an employee, but I'm like, I don't have a shift no more. I got keys to the building. I can come and go as I please. But I'm like, basically, I'm on ice right now. I ain't got nothing moving. So she was like, okay, well, I got some other people I'm looking at. And she was like, here's the situation. Like, I have they had what they call a production assistant. She's like, I got somebody I need to do voice work, production, you know what I'm saying? And I may have like a weekend shift for you, but like, that's all I really got for you. She's like, but it ain't no guarantees, whatever. So I said, you know what? I said, you don't need to talk to nobody else. Like, I already got the job. She said, what you mean? I said, we sitting down having lunch. She said, no, I got to interview some other people. I said, no, you don't. I said, you already finna hire me. I said, did you been sit down and have lunch with everybody? She's like, oh, so you arrogant. I said, no, I'm not arrogant. I said, I'm not stupid. I said, there's no reason for you to sit down with me and have lunch with me if you don't want to hire me. We could have did this on the phone. We could have did it through email.
Bitch, I did my last interview on the phone.
You stupid.
So this is a huge step up.
So I'm like, this gotta happen. So
You want a refill? Let me go get a refill.
So truly enough, like, you know what I'm saying, it happened. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, again, it didn't make a lot of sense at the time. And at that time, because of what was going on at the other stations, again, I'm back 9 to 5 because I gotta eat. So I'm working doing like financial advisor shit. Like, that's my 9 to 5, and I still was doing the station stuff in the evenings. So when she agreed to hire me, I remember telling her in her office, I was like, yo, I'm finna quit my job. She was like, yo, nigga, don't do that. Mm-hmm. She was like, I don't have nothing guaranteed over it. Like, it wasn't no contract. Right. She was like, listen, I'm offering you a position. I can't tell you what's gonna come with that. Like, all I can tell you is like, it's gonna be this. And I was like, listen, I said, there's no way I can fully dedicate myself and give you my all if I'm working another job. I said, so I'm finna quit. And she like, promise, do not quit your job. Nigga, that next week I came in, I was like, yeah, so I quit.
So what y'all want to do?
I'm like, so I'm here.
Hey, I'm here, guys.
And I remember her saying, she said, well, if you gonna do that, then I'm gonna make sure you don't drown. And that was her attitude. She like, if you gonna be this dedicated, I'm gonna make sure you don't drown. So a lot of people don't realize, like, my first year there, dog, I wasn't even full time. I wasn't even full time at all.
But dude, that's a testament to your character to actually show your superiors, and they told you up front they ain't have nothing really guaranteed solid for you. But just like you said, just to circle back, by you betting on yourself, bro, I mean, speaks volumes. Because
I felt like this, and like I said, without being arrogant, I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do if I'm given opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I kept telling myself, like you said earlier, Seth, this is V100. I'm like, even if y'all bring me on part time, if I play this right, I'm gonna make my money.
Make the money.
I'm gonna make something happen. I knew it. I said, if y'all put me in a position, it's gonna happen. So sure enough, originally I was just doing production. I'm behind the scenes. I ain't even on air. I'm doing commercials. I'm editing Breakfast Club stuff. Like, I'm doing voice work. I'm doing people commercials for them. I'm doing all behind the scenes. I had a weekend shift. At that time, GA was already gone. So I got over there. I got a weekend shift. I already knew in my head, I want to resurrect Heat from the street. I already had a plan when I got in the building. I just didn't vocalize anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm going to get a contract. I told myself, I was like, you're going to get a contract. I'm like, I want to be on in the nights. They ain't had nobody on in nighttime since probably Wolf D back in the day. So I'm like,
I forgot about
you know what I'm saying?
D,
in my head, I'm like, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get this contract. I'm going to get the night show. I'm like, I'm going to do Heat from the street. I knew in my head what I wanted to do. I just didn't vocalize it.
Hey, can I be honest, though?
Go ahead.
Energy 106 would have had hell with me. Like, I couldn't have been, like, you did that. Man, your conscience is beautiful because, you know, your friends, I was like, you play what you want?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, nigga, we finna fuck this shit up. 106.9 is gonna burn down tonight, bitch.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going out with a bang. But that's my temperament. Either that or I'd have fought the PD. I don't know. I might have.
I ain't gonna lie. Outside of work, I wanted to see him. It was
that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
like,
listen, it was a couple times where I was like, fam, I'm like, I'm gonna respect you in this building. I'm like, but if I ever see you on Cap,
bro,
if I ever see you on Brady Street,
bro, come outside, bro, and I'm gonna beat your ass.
Right, like, you got to give me a fair one.
I promise to God, bro. Like I'm just sitting here listening to your just your couth and your calmness.
Did GA do nights? Who had did nights
at the V?
Yeah.
No, GA was doing. GA was doing. I don't know. I don't know if he was doing weekends and stuff.
He was doing weekends,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he was doing overnight. No, he wasn't doing nights. He was. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember T-Roy. What you been thinking?
T-Roy, what you been thinking? Yeah.
They had T-Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got there, T-Roy was still doing it. And T-Roy is based in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, you cool with him?
I don't have no real rapport with him.
He was kind of trash.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have no real rapport with bro, but he used to. He said, "Hey,
disrespect your guy."
Hey, he said, "Hey, you fool with bro?
Y'all cool, bro?" All right, cool.
He said, "Look, if I was like, yeah," he said, "He's a swell guy."
No, if you'd have said that, I'd be like, "All right." Heard you.
He said, nah, he all right. Yeah, man, fuck that nigga.
Hey, to be perfectly honest, I might have still said, hey, bro, you need to coach him up. I might have said some shit like, hey, coach that nigga up, bro.
That nigga should have started never.
Look, it was like, because some of the T-Roys, what you've been thinking was kind of funny. But after a while, it's like.
Yeah. No, bro was an acquired taste. But I ain't gonna lie. I knew without being disrespectful, I knew I wanted this slot. I knew I was like, yo, I got to get bro up out of there.
See,
without me saying
it was
it.
Trash.
And no, it wasn't even that. It was I just felt.
Brought something different.
Yeah, I felt like if I get that lane, I'm a work it.
And
I knew I was in the city.
I would say if he was based out of Jacksonville. Yeah, get folks up out of here.
Right, I'm tapped in the city, so I'm like I could touch people in a different way.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel a way about DJs not DJing from here. Like, I get the Breakfast Club. You want a big show.
That's syndicated, right?
That's syndicated.
Correct.
You want a big syndicated show. I understand that. It's the hottest show in the morning. That's the way to keep eyes on your radio station, right? But it's like, fam, that takes away so much, I think, from your city. Because look at Atlanta, bro. Atlanta is really on because, you know, as much as people say radio is dying, Atlanta was looking out for Atlanta. So they was playing a lot of stuff because, hey, I know this nigga down on P Street, like, who called? So let me play that shit here. We're going to blow it up here because we can't get no play up there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the same shit that happens, like, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not just keep it home? So for somebody like T-Roy, can't nobody get in touch with you.
Yeah. Well, what it is it's a, like, on the flip side, this shit a business, right? So that's what people got to realize. Just like with music, it's called the music business.
It's called the music business.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like radio at the end of the day, it is a business. And when you tug at people's hearts, you know, you might feel like, well, why don't they play more of these kind of records, or why is it not more local this or more local that? iHeart, with that new motto, they have something where they have a system where they can plug in people from different markets. And that's kind of where radio is going in certain areas, right? They're not hiring local as much anymore, and you're doing hybrid shit. So you're like, okay, T-Roy's on in Jacksonville, Florida. He in Duval County. Great. However, man, if we can have him voice another couple markets that's the same formats, right? Like, then we'll do that. So that's kind of what iHeart started doing. So T-Roy was on up here. Like, I remember being like in Miami one day. I heard him down in Miami. So I'm like, oh, that's bro who be on up at the crib. But yeah, so he's based where he's based, and they just basically have him do his show simultaneously while he's in these other markets. So if you're him, it's a good opportunity, right? Because you're getting heard in different markets, and you might be getting a bag.
Get your money.
On the flip side, like you said, man, that's taking an opportunity from somebody else who may be in that market who want to get hungry and want to get opportunity. So it's like twofold.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad you beat that nigga, bro.
So how often is like turnover and churn in radio, especially with this type of profession?
It's not like I said, if you get in radio, like no bull, like you could die in radio. You know what I'm saying? Like Doug Banks, but Doug Banks died in radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody moved
His
Doug
show
Banks.
Still going?
Yeah. It's just, you might get pulled from a market. You might not be, like, he wasn't in Milwaukee no more, but Doug Banks was still doing the show before he passed.
Okay, so, like, Doug Banks, I thought was here.
Yeah, as kids, a lot of people did. Sure.
I thought he was
but think about it.
Here.
Then that's great radio then. If you do a job where you're on the air and a person don't know that you're not where you at, that's great radio then. Because Doug Banks made us feel like we was listening to him at the crib.
I definitely thought he was in
Husky Doug was funny.
Yeah, like I thought Doug Banks was funny. Like, it took me a while to realize that him, Tom Joyner, not here.
Now did they pull up in the city? Of course.
Yeah, like Tom Joyner came here.
Yeah,
like
I wasn't lying. I had to pick him up from the airport. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like picking up Tom Joyner.
And he flew, and homie, when he called himself the fly jock, he wasn't capping. Tom flew in Mitchell in that side airport. He private. Tom Joyner don't fly commercial. Tom Joyner flew in his own plane. I went to Mitchell to pick him up. I remember I was like, what plane he coming in on? They like, hey, fam, he not over here. You got to go to the, to where they pull in the private. Yeah. I'm like, huh? Bro flew private.
I had his own carrier.
He wasn't playing around. The fool had on a linen suit, and his Nike Shox matched the linen suit. I ain't never seen no shit like that. I was like, how you got a pea green suit on with Nike Shox that matched the suit?
Damn.
But Tom Joyner money was crazy.
But I didn't realize how balling that nigga was. Like,
Tom Joyner, he just retired like a year or two ago. Legend.
Yeah, he finally
retired. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You asked, what's the turnaround, right?
Yeah. Think about that shit. Think about how many people, like you said, like think
it
about
really,
that shit.
It really don't be like. That's why it was so hard. And it's no knock to nobody, because if you got your spot, you got your spot. But at 98.3, like everybody was set in place. So unless somebody retires, unless somebody quits, unless somebody gets fired, unless somebody passes away or whatever, like, or unless a company be like, we want to move in a new direction.
Yeah, it's time for us to get younger.
Yeah, like you kind of got your place. So that's why it is sometimes hard to get in the radio. It's hard to cut through because a lot of people be set in place. Somebody got to be willing to try something new, launch a new station, or you know what I'm saying, or hire new
launch
people.
Launch a new station.
Speaking of,
ain't that crazy,
right?
Look, hey, look at God. Right? So you did your time at V100.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a real question.
No, go ahead.
Is it fuck V100?
No, it's not.
It's not fuck V100. It's not. It's not hard feelings right now.
Nah, because how I looked at it when it happened, like I said, iHeart, the parent company.
Yeah.
Like they decided to do what they did.
And that's why I thought you were a part of that one. Like, I thought you were a part of the iHeart kick out.
Yeah. Well, again, they run the, like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who pulled the trigger. Like, I don't know what meeting it was, or they was like, yeah, like, let's get rid of these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know what happened in corporate.
Dog, they got rid of.
Like, bro, like when I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The day it happened.
Where was you at when it happened?
Okay.
That's the crazy.
Okay,
shit.
so
and for people who don't know, V1, like he said, iHeart let go of a lot of people at V100.
No, iHeart let go a lot of people. iHeart at V100 is only a couple of
who
us
were working at V100, but that was just a couple of them, whatever. But like when all the names came out of who they let go, the city went nuts. Like every Facebook status was like, "What the fuck? They just."
And what was crazy is because, like you said, to go back for a second, like I felt like I had finally caught my stride. Like after I was there. I was going on 4 years at the V, so shit was moving. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the community. I was doing the nightlife stuff. I was doing the radio stuff, doing my own web show stuff. Like everything was moving and grooving. Like I found my niche. I had some ideas of where I wanted to see myself going over the next year or two. But like for the most part, I was like, okay, I'm good. Like shit's really moving over here. I've established my brand. People starting to know what I do, what I can offer. All right, cool. I'm the young gun on the team.
Home brushing your teeth,
bro. I'm telling you how it happened is, and this is when I realized, like, damn, I'm not a celebrity, but being a public figure, motherfuckers could know shit about you before you do. So you know, like in NFL, like nigga get traded, and he be like, he be like, I just seen on Twitter, like, nigga, I got traded, like, bro. I'm at the crib, sleep, and mind you, when I was working there, like I had to come to work either in the afternoons or at nighttime. So my show was like at 6 or 7, but like I might come in a couple hours early, maybe do production, just fool around. But like I got to sleep in, so everybody know me. It's funny, like I never was an early morning guy, so I'm at the crib, sleep. Man, I wake up. I got crazy text messages, crazy calls, like nigga DJ O, like blowing my phone up, Bailey blowing my phone up. So I'm rolling out the bed, like I call Bailey back, she don't answer. So I'm just like, yo, what? So I call O back. He like, bro, you talk to Bailey? I'm like, no, like what's going on? Like I'm thinking somebody died or something. I'm like, what's up? He like, bro, like you need to holler at her. He like, man, he's like, I think something going on. So I look at a group text they send, and they like, hey, they're like, we hearing it's gonna be some stuff going down at iHeart today. We don't know what's gonna happen. Like, let's just pray for the best. So I'm like,
but
damn.
Twitter already going nuts,
man. You
Twitter
know, Facebook already. You know what I'm saying?
Facebook already pissed.
So by the time I talked to her, I remember I got through to her. She answered the phone. I'm like, Bells, what's up? She just holding the phone. I'm like, Bells, what's good? She's like, boy, you sure do sleep heavy. I said, my bad. I was in here knock. What's up? She's like, come up to the station. I told y'all, I don't have to be to work yet.
Right.
Bro, it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock afternoon. She like, come up to the station. I'm like, right now? She's like, yeah, just come up here right now. Like, when you get here, like, you need to holler at, like, the general manager. So I'm like, oh, I done fucked up. I'm thinking like, I'm like, I done did something. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Did I play the wrong shit?
So I'm thinking I done did something. So I no cap, bro. I was so distraught. I think I just threw on whatever I had the day before. Like, I was so out of it, bro. I ain't even.
Yeah, because you getting the phone calls. It's like, man, let me get dressed.
I think all I did, I brushed my teeth, bro, and just grabbed whatever was on the floor, just put it on. I just got in the car. Now, mind you, this day, I don't cut nothing on. I don't got no Spotify on the whip. I don't got the station on. I'm just riding in the car with nothing.
The silent, because
you your own thoughts.
Don't you hate that shit? Hold on, talk about. Hey, every nigga that been there, like, when his bitch call and she bitch, you need to. Alright,
because you replaying everything that you
so
did.
You sitting in the car, it's just silent,
bro.
And you get to the stoplight, you looking out the window like,
dog.
No, I ain't do that.
I know I ain't do. Damn.
Thinking of what? But mind you, the phone is in the passenger seat, and the joint just lighting up with texts and shit, right? So I look while I'm at a red light. I see one of the record label reps I know, bro. Like, hey, little bro, you good? I'm like, fuck is he talking? Like, why is he texting me that? So now I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got record company people hitting me. So I'm like, Cause again, people who outside the building,
You've met, yeah.
bro. So I pull up at the station, and this how I knew something bad. Cause normally my routine, I have my book bag with all my stuff in it, and I have my gym bag. I used to take all that into my little production studio. I set it in there, and I chill. I ain't even go in my own studio that day, and I left everything in the car. So it's like I had a premonition that something bad was gonna happen.
Like, yeah.
I ain't take shit in the building.
No, I wouldn't do. Yeah, like
I didn't talk to nobody.
Hey,
I'm talking about
you trying to get in there. What, man?
Bro,
what I do?
I'm talking about I'm walking through the building determined. You know what I'm saying? I'm just walking. I don't even know. Like, bro, the lady who I had to go see, I didn't even know where her office was. Like, just think about that. I'm like, I ain't never had to go to one of these like, I ain't never had to be in her office. I knew her. She knew me, but I'm like, I ain't never go to her office. Never forget. I walk in her office, bro. She's like, hey, Promise, can you come in and can you close the door? I'm like, all right. Then I see the lady from who cut our checks, payroll, walk in. So I see her. I say, what's she doing in here? Like, that's what I say. I said, what's she? And she cool people.
Like,
but I'm
so
like,
that's why you like. Yeah.
I'm like, what's she doing in here? Nigga, I look up on the screen. It's a projector on the screen. I'm like, she like, Promise, can you please just have a seat? I said, man, what'd I do? I said, what did I do wrong? She's like, Promise, you didn't do nothing. Like, she's like, man, this is a difficult decision. Everybody here loves you. She's like, everybody love you. Everybody fucks you. Don't nobody have nothing bad to say about you. I said, so what's going on? She said, unfortunately, today is your last day at iHeart. Nigga, I just sat there froze. I'm sitting here like, it's my last day at iHeart. Like, this is not how I wrote the story. Like, this is not how this is supposed to happen.
This ain't how it's supposed to go.
I'm supposed to be able to leave, or it's a better opportunity, and I tell y'all, like, hey, I'm going to bow out, guys. Like, or I'm supposed to be the next whatever. But, like, when that happened, bro, I just sat there and froze.
What was the reason? Well, did she give you an explanation?
To be honest, to this day, y'all, I really still do not know why I was laid off. Like, no cap. I have no idea really why it happened. Like, and then I'm going to tell you what really fucked me up. So I'm just thinking I'm laid off. So she like, so I said, you know, people get laid off or fired. You be like, get the fuck out the building. You know, all that. She's like, no. She's like, you're not fired. Like, you don't have to exit. We ain't got to walk you out. Like, you got time to gather yourself. You can get your stuff. Like, she's like, go holler at your manager. It's cool. So I remember going, and then I remember.
That'll fuck you up because you thinking like, damn, like normally a motherfucker get let go.
You got to peace out.
They walking out.
Yeah, but it was like, next thing, when I really got fucked up though, when she said, when I found out Reggie was gone too. I just thought it was me. And I remember she's like, well, have you talked to Reggie? Have you talked to Bam? I'm like, talk to Reggie for what? She's like, Promise, you ain't the only person. I'm like, oh, I ain't the only one who got whacked today? Like, so when I found that the OG got hit, I'm like, I said, you ain't let Reggie Brown go.
You did not let Smooth.
I said, you ain't let dude go.
You did not let Smooth.
I'm like, I grew up listening to this man. Now I'm working with him. There's no way you let him go, man. She's like, yeah, him too. And that's when I knew it was real. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so this is different. Like now, because it felt less personal. Because it's like, okay, this is a hit job.
Yeah, I'm like
this is professional.
At
this
first
is
I thought
like
we done with the young dude. We gonna go in a different direction.
Yeah, no, that's not a. Because then, like, I can imagine feeling like, yo, initially you feeling like it's personal. They just fucking with me. They letting me go. But then they find out they let go of like Reggie. It's like, this is professional.
Yes,
this is a professional decision.
So I'm like, this shit some real shit. Like, yeah. So when I remember seeing him in the hallway, and he's just like, man, this it fresh. And I'm like, yo, this shit up. I'm like, this for real, bro? He like, yeah, man, this shit crazy. So I'm like, okay, now what? So when I found out he got whacked and I got whacked, I was like, damn, this shit real. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was like distraught. I ain't want to answer my phone. I just wanted to hide because being a public figure,
now
it's all public. Yeah, it's all on social media. People blowing my phone up. My barber texting me. I'm just like, I don't even want to look at my phone, bro. Like, I just wanted to hide. So I ain't gonna lie. I just went to my grandma's crib. It was my grandma's birthday. I just went to my grandma's house to hide, bro. And I remember her, I'm looking, she like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, nah, baby. Like, what's up with you? I was like, I'm cool, Granny. She read me. She like, what's going on? Something happened at work? I said, Grandma, I got laid off today. She like, what? For what? I said, I have no idea.
And to this day, you still don't?
Nah, really I feel like really, I guess it was, I don't feel like it was budget, but I guess it was budget. Like, across the country, I guess they decided, like, they needed to cut people. But here's what fucked me up the most, to be honest with y'all. I got laid off and I had the #1 show in the city. Like, that was the part that fucked me up for real. Like, I was doing what, like, so they go by quarters, right? Mm-hmm. So it's 4 quarters in a year. Man, I was #1 for 3 out of 4 quarters. So they had to cash me out and pay me a bonus after I got laid off. That was the part that, like, fucked me up.
So they cut the check.
I had to get cashed out because, like, when you in radio, when you hit numbers, you get bonuses. All stations do it. Everybody got different bonuses. Mm-hmm. So, like, not only did I get laid off, but, like, I had a severance package, so they had to pay me. But then, like, on top of it, it was like, oh, man, we owe this fool some bread for being #1. And I was #1, not just on air. Like, we get bread or tracking for, like, not social media, but, like, for online blogs. Mm-hmm. I would do a blog where I would talk about sneakers and different shit. Mm-hmm. They had to cash me out for my blog. So I did my numbers on my blog, and I had numbers on air, and I got whacked. So I was just tripping like, what did I do wrong? But I'm like, it can't be me. Like,
That's
it's
like
out
I
of my
said,
control.
It go from personal to professional. Like, this is a professional hit.
Yeah, and then at first I was distraught, I was lost, I was salty, I was sad, I was hurt. Then I realized, like, after a couple weeks, I was like, you know what? Maybe I did everything I was supposed to do while I was there. Maybe God wanted me to do something else.
It was just.
It ain't the way I would have wrote the story. It ain't the way I'm sure Reggie didn't think. Reggie used to always tell everybody I was his I was his protege.
But
he would always say I was
Reggie come
the next part. Yeah, so later on that year, Reggie ended up going back.
Yeah, see, I think the city was in uproar for Reggie bad though.
They should have been.
And they
We
should
all
have been.
grew up
Like,
listening
we grew
to
up
him.
listening. Like,
Some people felt like we should have boycotted, or we should have told the city like not to fuck with them, and but I had to tell people, because I ain't gonna lie, Baby got some nasty shit sent towards her, because remember, people felt she was our manager, so they thought she whacked us,
and because she didn't get let go.
Correct.
So it looked like, damn, y'all.
I thought Bailey had let go.
No,
No.
they let go. Because okay, so no disrespect to Bailey, and I say this with all due respect, but like, every post that I seen,
it was mad
was
disrespectful.
Like, you motherfuckers let go of Promise and Smooth as butter, but you kept that blah 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 bitch. Like, they was going. Like,
it was disrespectful, bro.
Bailey caught a lot of heat.
She caught strays for nothing because it didn't have nothing to do. Like, quiet as kept, people don't know. She was trying to, like, 2 weeks after we got laid off, she on the phone with us, like, trying to figure out, just sit tight, don't do nothing, like, we gonna figure something out. And I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I done made peace with it, but
but that's,
people don't know. Like, the public perception
is a bitch.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people on the fence about Bailey anyway. Let's be perfectly honest. Like, for some reason, this city they fuck with her, but they don't fully, like, at the drop of a hat, they will turn on Bailey.
Certain people have good reports with her and certain people don't.
And I just feel like public perception, they either gonna love her or they hate her.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't a gray area, it seems like, when it comes to her. For some reason.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Smooth as Butter Brown. He's been around. He's hosted high
But
school
to keep
shit.
it all the way G with you, like, but it's not. Like, it's like, it's a lot of, like, motherfuckers who negative towards us in general in this city, to be honest.
Oh, yeah,
like, on the
overall,
surface it's
yeah.
love, but like,
behind the scenes,
I'm gonna be honest, I found out my life changed when I got the V100. Keep it funky. I found out things were different, because I remember when I first got there, one day I was on social media and I seen people talking reckless about them. And again, like, I'm a loyalist and I got team mentality, so I'm looking online, people trashing Reggie and trashing her. So I hit them and I'm like, yo, like, and they're like, Promise, listen. They're like, baby, we've been doing this a long time. They like, you can't react to they're like, it's just gonna be there. They're like, everybody not gonna like you. Like, you gotta roll with it. So I remember being like, okay. And I remember, like, the first time I caught some strays. Like, like, for the artist community, a lot of people did rock with me in the city. A lot of people do. But it still was, when you do something that people love or want, they love you. If you don't do it when they think you should do it, then it's fire. So I never forget, like, I did what they call remotes. That's when we got to pull up to events. Yeah. I was over at, like, a Boost Mobile on, like, 76 and, like, near like Flores over there. And I remember I did a Boost Mobile event. A couple ladies came in there, wanted some shout outs. Everybody was cool. I did some giveaways and shit. I'm getting ready to leave. Some dude pull up at the event trying to tell me, like, his son rap, and everything to me is about how you do things. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, listen, bro, like, we getting ready to wrap up this event. Like, I'm not really trying to listen to your son rap right now. I'm like, here go the email information. Like, send us the records or whatever. And like, oh, I'll get back
from the street.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll get back to you.
I will listen because that's what I am doing.
But he trying to tell me, like, oh, I got my son a car right now. Like,
I'm about to say, he trying to have his son rap right now, like on the spot.
I don't know if he want to have him rap right now, but he just trying to. I'm finna leave the event and he trying to holler at me.
On you,
and I'm telling him, he like, yeah, my son, Lil Baby. He was Lil Baby for Lil Baby. I said, well, bro, that's a common nickname. I'm like, I got a cousin named Lil Baby. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? So he trying to, but I'm listening to him and I'm like, listen, bro. I said, here's the information. Then he like, you don't remember me? Man, I met you at Family Affair Expo, man. I said, okay. I said, I meet a lot of people, bro. I don't remember. I said, what's up? I gave you my car. You ain't never called me. I said, I don't remember getting your car. I said, listen, I said, you in front of me right now. I said, fuck a card. You talking to me right now. I said, so what can I do for you? Oh, man, you can't do nothing for me. Like, he just on 10. So I'm just like, so it be that kind of energy sometimes. And then later that day, I get off of air and I realized somebody was at that. So it had to be connected. So somebody took a picture of the station truck from that parking lot where I was at earlier that day. And I ain't gonna name the artist, but it's an artist in the city, and he on a tangent. Man, fuck V100, fuck Promise, fuck Reggie Brown, fuck Betty Coleman, da-da-da-da-da. Like, just all this. So I'm just like, Bailey hit me like, yo, you see this shit? Like, who is dude? I said, I don't even know, bro, personally. I said, but I was at that event earlier, and now all of a sudden somebody took a picture, and now he all this slander. Like, you mad because somebody didn't do something when you, but just go. But then at the same time, Like, you would see cats in person, and it was never that energy. Like, nobody ain't never talk records to me in person.
They never gonna do that.
But they'd do it on social media. But the funny thing is like, I would still show love to cats and play cats records because I ain't get caught up in that. But like I said, but to be honest though, like you said, the public perception for Bells is a certain way. I have a lot of love and respect for her, but everybody is different with how they interact with people. Just like Reggie. I know people who be like, Reggie play him to the left or they ain't like how he move with them. Mm-hmm. Then you got other people.
I definitely have heard some I've heard good and bad about Reggie Brown.
Right, but then you got other people, like you said, for the most part, he's a love figure in the city.
Because he's been around so
right.
much. Even if you don't necessarily like him, you gotta respect the fact that this nigga's been
his grind. So like I said, so even with me, like it's like being on a team, like the Heat coach, Eric Spoelstra always say, don't get too high, don't get too low. You know how many times I've been places where I get the backhanded compliments, like people might have praised me but then shitted on my cohorts? How you take that? When somebody like, man, like we glad you over there because we got tired of XYZ, or somebody be like, man,
shitty.
Right, or like you the best
like
thing.
What I just said about T-Rug. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, bro, I told people like I never fed into none of it, dog. Like I just used to be like, man, I'm just being the best version of me. Just like I'm pretty sure it's some people who was in the car who probably cringe. I hate when that nigga say that catchphrase. I hate it's not a threat, it's a promise. I hate his voice. I'm pretty sure that everybody don't rock and don't love me. But I don't get caught up in that. I'm like, yo, what am I doing?
Focus on the people who love me.
Because my thing's like this. If anybody got a problem with me, it's not related to me as a human being, because I'm like, a lot of y'all don't even know me. So your issue is not really with me. You mad about something that you
persona,
want.
Yeah,
but it ain't even my persona. You just mad because I ain't do something that you want me to do when you want me to do it. Because if I do something you want, I see all the love I get online. When it's all he a real one, play my song, good looking, bro. I know when it's love. So like I said, I just never got caught up in that.
Yeah, man, because if you ain't do this podcast, bro, I would have hated to get online and tell you that you ain't shit.
Right. Weak ass nigga.
Weak ass. Hey, nigga, man, hey, I saw him at Flag. You know what I'm saying? I seen the nigga on the field. He gonna act like it's love. No.
Right.
Nah,
but to be honest, it's like, it's no ill will towards them. I said I didn't take anything personal. Did I like how it went down? No. Do I feel it could have been handled better? Absolutely. But I looked at it as like, hey, for whatever reason this happened, and I had to sit on ice, and then it made it worse as the pandemic happened. I got laid off, and then the whole world flipped. So I was at the crib like, what life?
What the fuck am I gonna do?
I was going through it. You know what I'm saying, for a minute.
Hey, but now.
Yeah.
You might be at the hottest motherfucking station in the city. I ain't gonna cap. Y'all on V100. Heels. Now, y'all play Hay in the middle of the barn the other day, folks.
Yeah, big facts.
I literally wrote a status that said, hey, 105.7, just play Hay in the middle of the barn. They won today.
So before we go to that part, like, so after you left the V, after you caught the axe, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How was the approach from 98.3? Like, how you get back in that room?
You said 98.3?
Oh, where you at now?
He at 105.7.
Yeah, 105.7.
This is new. No, you didn't see the promo? They called him. Him and GA.
I know for the people that's listening.
No, they called them niggas. No, they said, hey, yo, come through.
So you said, what was my, like,
what was your approach to, how did that go? How did the next situation come?
To be honest with y'all, I wasn't even thinking about doing radio no more.
You got gave up at that point.
Not gave up. I just had come to terms with this may not happen again in this city.
He just got let go from the top one. It's
because I felt like this. Let's be real. Like let's talk about race for a second. When it come to radio, it's one of the oldest mediums, right? So you got newspaper and then radio. Those are probably like the first two before television, before social media. So radio is one of the oldest platforms. People used to listen to games on radio, right? Mm-hmm. TV shows on the radio. But
TV shows.
Right. But radio is one of the oldest mediums, but it's also one of the forms that is still set sometimes in its old ways. Mm-hmm. So radio can be stereotypical. Radio can be an old man game where it's like, if you black, we only want you urban, right? If you a woman and you're black, we only want you in this pocket, right? So like our white counterparts have the luxury to do whatever, right? If you're a white guy and you fly, you could be on a hip hop station. And you could do a rock station, and you could do top 40, and you could do sports.
You're just a fly ass white dude.
Yeah, like they're not gonna cap you. If you're a white woman, you have more legs, right? How many times have y'all heard a black woman on a rock station? How many times have y'all heard black people on other formats besides urban? You really don't, right? No. So I realized, I'm like, yo, in Milwaukee, I touched everywhere really I could touch, right? I'm like, I did 98.3, I did V100, I did Energy. I knew Kiss was there, but I was like, they ain't finna let two black dudes be a Kiss. So I was like, P, where else you really gonna go? And like, I thought about some sports situations, but unfortunately in Milwaukee, ain't no black people on none of the sports stations. So I was just like, where you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? So you have people saying like, well, just do it yourself. And I'm like, bro, it's not as easy as you think. Like, yeah, I could do podcasting, yeah, I could do web shows, I could do all of that. I'm like, dog, I can't create my own radio station. Like, financially, in order to do that at a high level, you need funding, you need backing, you need to get a tower, you need to get a frequency. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people just like, well, just do your own thing. And I was like, I will do my own thing. There's things I will do. But I'm like, I think I'm going to sit on this for a minute. So, like, this hoodie I got on right now, the New State, like, I just started focusing more on this. It's a nonprofit in the building we got on 27th and State, where it's an all-ages music hub. So we got a theater in there. It's going to be classrooms, recording studios, trying to teach young people how to, like, get into the industry and do the so that's like dope. I started working on that more, doing more nonprofit stuff and kind of just doing reflecting. So radio wasn't really on my radar, bro.
I know one of them too.
But then the problem is
the New State.
What?
I'm saying like.
But then the problem is like it was dry, right? It felt like it was nowhere else really in Milwaukee to go for radio. So it was like, okay, you could go out of state. So I was cool with some other people on iHeart, like, yo, you want to go to New York? I got my other half of my family from New York. So people like, well, you want to go to iHeart New York? You want to do this? You want to do that? So I'm like, right now, this shit too fresh, bro. Like, I'm going to just chill. I'm like, I've been on the grind these last 4 or 5 years. I ain't never really stopped. I ain't really never really stopped this pickup time with my little brother or do this or just, bro, I had never sat down that long ever. Like, between getting laid off in the pandemic, bro, I had never been at my house, at my apartment for 5-6 days straight. Just keeping it 100. Because I was always on the radio. Then I'm hosting, I'm with an artist, I'm doing it. I'm always doing something. So I was like, yo, nigga, playing an Xbox, like, I hadn't even played shit. So I'm like, let's just sit down, bro, and watch Netflix. Let's just chill. Let's just sleep and not set an alarm. Let's not go to the gym this week. Like, I just, like, accepted it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, somebody reached out to me in the summer, offered me a job that is totally not in my field. A well-known person in the city of Milwaukee offered me a job with the city. Because all the civil unrest and everything was happening. And I tell people, I ain't no social media nigga. I'm a real person in real life. So I don't got to do photo ops and do stuff to show them for the cause. I'm behind the scenes really making calls, trying to connect dots and make things happen. Right. So I went to a couple demonstrations, but like I really wasn't out there posting and I was low key. I made calls to people in the city to try to be like, how can we be preventative going forward? How do we do some things, make some stuff happen? So cats is listening to me and they like, hey man, if you really want to make a change, like you could do it from within the city. I'm like, bro, I'm not a suit, no pun intended. Yeah. I'm like, nah, bro, I feel like I'm tapped in with the city. Let me do it how I'm gonna do it. I'll come down there and wear a suit. I'm not gonna get the same look. But I ain't gonna lie, I entertained it for a second. So I went down to City Hall. Like,
so we talking about what, alderman? What we talking?
Yeah, like an alderman. Not I can't just apply to be an alderman. Like you have to run for that.
Right, but something along those.
Yeah, I had relationships with some like people was like, yo, come down here and maybe work in these offices and try to get some stuff done. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like this close to being like, all right, people, you ain't doing nothing right now. You could take the gig, you could do it for like a year and like shake some stuff up.
But you know how that go. You mess around. You one of those passionate kind of niggas.
I'm gonna give my all. Yeah,
you give it your all, and then you like, damn, I can't leave now.
Yeah.
I gotta see
and,
this.
And I don't want to half-ass nothing. So like, I thought about it, bro. I prayed on it. I hollered at my mom. I'm talking to different people, and I just ultimately hit bro back, and I said, listen. I said, I can't take that. Because he was like, look, bro, if the radio thing open back up, he like, man, you could leave at any time. Like, something shake. He's like, if V100 call you back, and you want to go back, you can go back. I said, bro, like,
it's not that.
I was like, it ain't that. I said, I just don't think I could do it. I don't think it's me. I got to help from another way. So I declined that opportunity. And then, to be honest, V100 did come. A lot of people don't know. They tried to give me my job back. But the situation just didn't make sense. He's stupid. When it finally came back, I'm not gonna lie, iHeart tried to put something together to get me to come back, and it just didn't make sense, bro. And I was like, I'm good. Like I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like Reggie the OG. So when Reggie went back, I hit him. Hey, I'm happy for you. I'm very excited for you. Like, you deserve to go back and write your story the way you do. You shouldn't have got whacked like that. He's like, nah, but I need you back over here. Like, I got to get you back over here. We got unfinished business. We got to get you back over here.
Because he felt like you were.
He felt I'm next in line. Yeah, and I'm like, listen, I'm like, if it makes sense, OG, I'm like, I'll listen to it and I'll come back. I'm like, but if it doesn't make sense at this point, I done kind of checked out. So I really was like, radio probably wasn't going to happen again. And he was like, don't say that. Don't talk like that. I said, Reg, you view me a certain way. I view myself a certain way. See, to some people, I'm just promised from V100 on the radio. Bro, I know I got way more to offer than just being a person on the radio.
But, you know, it's hard. Like, you ever saw that potential in that young nigga and you just don't want to let him go?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I've worked with kids, you know, a long time.
Yeah.
Worked at the YMCA, coaching. And it's like when you get your hands on that one kid and then like you start to like, you see him like going other, it's like, nah, bro, come on, you got it. Like you just stay focused a little longer, bro. You got it. It sucks. And like as much as they may not, like you said, you may see yourself as so much bigger. And they probably understand that too.
And not even bigger, just I
Or
know that.
more. I'm sorry,
I
not
know,
bigger, but more.
I know, like it's like what you do for a living don't define who you are.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Like to some people, you know, it's like if you're an athlete, like that's cool, but like most athletes who are the successful ones have other layers. Like you look at Kobe. When Kobe passed away, look at his impact. It wasn't even just basketball.
Nah, that nigga was doing.
People was thinking about how much he impacted
I ain't
everybody.
gonna lie. I was really enjoying like retirement. Kobe was a funny nigga.
He was
like,
a different
he was
cat.
cold, dog. Like
Yeah.
he got a chance to open up, and I think that's kind of like I said, that's like the Jordan. Like if Reggie's Jordan, you was Kobe. Like
Yeah.
it's hard for him to not see you doing something that he felt like you had so much, you know, no pun intended, promise in.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? To see like you being like, man, nah, it just may not be it. Because in his mind, you giving up. In your mind, you just opening your options.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, it's perspectives. Because for
Like
him, it's like, nah, little bro, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to leave this in nobody else's hands. Like what you're doing is great.
Right.
I feel like if I hand it off to him, it ain't gonna go as far as if I gave you the ball.
Right.
With him, it's a 5-yard run. With you, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. And I felt, and I'm gonna be honest, before I got laid off, I thought that was the lick. In my head, I'm like, he used to crack the jokes like, hey man, when I'm done, like it's you. And I'm like, but I used to tell people used to be like, you gonna be the next Reggie Brown. I said, first of all, I'm the first, promise. I'm not the next anybody.
Facts.
And I'm like, and secondly, I'm like, that's if I want that. But I used to tell people all the time, I'm like, if they say to me, Reggie's going to retire, you come take this, that's if I want that. I'm like, what if I don't want that? So like I said, long story short.
I don't know, promise. I don't know if you could have turned that down, bro.
But listen.
You would have smoked that spot.
But
ain't
I
gonna count.
appreciate that. but think about it, like, but look, you also got to remember I'm the guy who also quit a 9 to 5 to go work part-time too.
True.
So it shouldn't have been strange to anybody who know me when I'm saying, listen, when Cass would start calling me, dog, you going back to V100? We heard Reggie back. You going back? I'm like, nah. Niggas like, you ain't going back? Like, because it made perfect sense. Like, why wouldn't you go back to your job? And I'm like, y'all don't. So on the outside, it looks like it would make sense. But y'all don't understand the back end and the inner workings. If I go back over there, but what if nothing's different? Or what if it happens again? Or what is that? What's that going to do for me?
Like an abusive relationship. Like, I'm not going to let this nigga beat me again.
Man, so I had to train my mind to say, if you get back in the radio, great. If you, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I started looking at out of market things. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what about Complex? What about Revolt? What about these other platforms? Like, I can't limit myself to radio. I'm like, I'm a personality. So I'm like, I could be on TV. I could do internet. I'm like, I could do different things. So I started looking at other market opportunities. And then the crazy thing is, I guess God was like, you ain't done in radio yet. Because this new high situation popped up out of fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? My mind was like, I had checked out. I'm like, I ain't even tripping on radio
I don't know who
no more.
running things at 105.7, but you niggas is smart. You motherfuckers are good. Y'all went and got, y'all, they knew what they was doing.
I'm gonna be honest. The way they went about it was very dope because even if I told people, even if I was at V100 right now and this new station launched, I'd be happy because to me, this is a win for the city.
Competition fuels.
Not even that though. Just take me out. Take all of us out the equation. Milwaukee has never had 4 FMs catered to black audiences ever. Now they do.
4?
Now you got The Truth, which is
I
a
heard
black
about
talk
The Truth.
station.
Yeah, I heard.
Now you got 98.3, you have V100, now you got us, High 105. So now you have 4 FM stations catering to a black audience. From 18 to motherfucking 55, 60. That's a win-win for all of us.
I love that you look at it like that.
But everybody don't.
Nah, nobody. A lot of people don't see it like that because a lot of, like, dog, I'm not going to lie, the V100 shit, it's like the giant. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the motherfucker who got comfortable.
It's like WWE.
It's like WWE. It's like if you watch wrestling, fam. It's
now
like
I went to AEW.
You went to AEW, and now
you know what I'm saying.
And now is
I pulled a Chris Jericho.
It's one of those things where not only that is, I feel like V100 now has to open their eyes.
Sure.
Like, yo, all right, because now y'all not it here. Like, and you know, I feel
there's
like
another option.
It's another option. Competition fuels greatness.
It should. Iron should sharpen. To me, like I said, when I was at the V, I remember sometimes wishing there was another hip hop station, right? Because I'll come in as the young gun. I'm like, I wanted to compete. Whereas sometimes I felt like other people might be like, well, this is good. We good. And I'm like, yeah, we good. But like, I want to measure myself. Like, I want to be not to like attack nobody because the radio wars are dead. Back in the day, cats used to really be real. It ain't no smoke. Like, people don't know. Like, GA and I had a relationship when I was over there. We just didn't publicize nothing. Like, me and bro was always cool. We was always cordial. We just didn't publicize it. But like, we never had no smoke. So people used to think like, oh, if you run into one of these other people, I'm like, nah. Even now, like, there's no smoke to me. But I just felt like when I was at the V, if we had something else, man, like, it'll even make me go harder.
Because I got somebody
to compete.
Me. Yeah, like, and that's what I be. See, this is the same conversation we always have, bro. People do not understand what competition fuels. If you are the only game in town, bro, it's so easy to get stagnant.
And you can become complacent.
You become complacent, stagnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? You start feeling one, and certain powers that be get power hungry.
Yeah. And
they stop.
Well, because you can control the market.
You can control the market.
So you gotta say, you gotta come through me. You know what I'm saying?
It's that you gotta see me.
Not even that. Sometimes the product is lessened.
Yeah.
To a certain part, the product gets watered down because you have a monopoly over the whole market itself.
That's what I'm saying.
You do what you want, how you want, and you ain't got nobody to answer to.
At 105.7 doing what the fuck they want right now.
Yeah, so when they decided to open that market up, I'll never forget how I got that text message. Like, I'm chilling at the crib, I'm about to go grab some food off the east side, and I get like 4 or 5 text messages in a row. And the first text message is like, yo, hey bro, you need to send me your stuff, cause I think something about to happen. I'm like, huh? Then I get another text message, it's just a logo. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then somebody else sent me a text message like, yo. Then I get another text, and I'm like, what's going on? And they like, hey man, like something about to happen. And I'm like, what you mean something about to happen? Then they're like, hey, when you get in the car, put this on. I'm like, put what on? They're like, put this station on. I get in the whip, coming to get food. I'm like, Yo Gotti, Young Dolph, Megan Thee Stallion, Tupac. I'm like, what station is this?
Yeah, dog.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this? And they like, hey, it's about to be a new station that's finna launch. So I'm like, huh?
My wife told me that same shit. We was on our way to take Cam to a fucking football tournament. She said, have you heard 105.7? I said, what?
Right.
So what the fuck is that? She said, I don't know. She said I was scrolling through one day because I messed up and hit the wrong button. So I'm going back and it stopped there, and it was like, she was like, Usher. Okay, wait, what the fuck is this station? Ever since then, bro, I don't even know if I've been back to V100 yet.
Like I said, man, when I and even then I didn't know what was gonna happen with me. I just knew there was some interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started getting some phone calls from some higher ups, some people from out of state. Like, yo, can you talk? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. They're like, you a free agent? I'm like, yeah, because what you gotta understand about the radio, there's something called a non-compete.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was there, I had signed a non-compete. So after I got laid off, there's a period of time where you can't move. Yeah. And if you do bust a move, you can't collect you can't collect all your bread. So that was the loophole. So when I was getting severance, they like, hey, if you want to break this non-disclosure and go somewhere else, sure. Yeah, but then we ain't gonna cash you out. So I said to myself, like, man, you might as well sit, like, just get your bread. Yeah. Because if I try to bust a move, they could either try to halt it or whatever. But by the time they start looking at me, that non-compete was long gone. So I'm on the phone talking to cats, and they like,
how long was the non-compete?
Most of the time it's generally 3 to 6 months, depending on what kind you got. Mm-hmm. So when they called me, one of the higher ups in the A, he called me. He was like, yo, he's like, yo, we about to invade your city. I said, bro, tell me on the phone. I was like, what? He's like, we about to invade your city, but we heard you the person we need to talk to. Damn. I said, who told you that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who told you that? He like, look, we about to invade your city, and we heard you the person we need to talk to. This is what we trying to do. He like, we know about KKV. He like, we get it. We respect them. Like, they been a heritage station. He like, but we finna try to come shake some shit up. What you trying to do? So I'm like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So them conversations happen over weeks. But the crazy thing is, to keep it all the way funky with y'all, I went from having nothing going to, at one point, I had 3 offers on the table at one time.
From 3 different stations?
From 3 different stations. So I went from having nothing going on to all of a sudden.
Hey, you should have did it. You know what you should have did? You should have got on Instagram and put 3 hats. Had all
like a college, like
this year I'm gonna be taking my talents.
Right.
Pick up one and be like, nah, I did grab the right one and put it on.
But I just felt that was a like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. That to me, that was just a blessing of like just staying down till you come up. Honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have been out here being negative or holding grudges or attacking people, my character, my work ethic wouldn't have shown through.
No,
like
you're
me
right.
being who I was, I think is why it came full circle to where 3 people offered the opportunity, and I ultimately decided to take the situation that made the most sense.
105.7.
High 105, absolutely.
Hot 105.
They offered me a situation that I couldn't refuse.
the new
So did
number
they-
one.
Did they write the number on a piece of paper and slide it to you? Like,
No, you know what's crazy, bro. Like, shout out to BK. That's one of the higher reps who brought me in.
What up, BK? Holla at us.
He used to, bro called me. I was getting ready to get a COVID test. No cap. Like, bro called me. I was getting ready to get a COVID test at Miller Park. Never calling the AM fam. Fuck that.
Never call him the AM fam.
Man, bro called me while I was finna get a COVID test. He's like, yo, like, what's up, man? I'm like, what's good? He like, hey, look, man, like, we've been going back and forth having these conversations with you. He like, we ain't trying to play around with you no more. Like, we want to make an offer. And I told him, I was like, I keep it a G with you. I'm like, I got some other people trying to court me. I think it's only right to listen to them offers. He's like, I hear you. He like, but when can you give me a yes, though? I said, I told you, man, I got to holler at some other people. Like, I can't.
He put it on.
He like, no, when you going to give me
So the way you did Bailey.
Yeah. He like, when you going to give me a yes, though? I said, man, I can't give you no yes. He said, well, tell you what. This is what we want to offer you. And this is what we have envisioned for you. And I'm like, okay. He said, so I said, give me till next Monday. He said, okay, I can respect that. I said, let me holler at these other people. I said, and I'll get back to you by next Monday. He said, okay, cool. And like, it was wild, bro. Like, they offered me a fucking morning show. And they basically let me know, like, we want to go the opposite. We don't want to do a nationally syndicated show. We want to go back old school. We want to create a local morning show. And for me to get that as a young nigga and them to take a risk on me, I couldn't say no to that. Because a part of me was like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't going to front. They had an opportunity to bring Ricky Smiley to Milwaukee, Nick Cannon, and Young Jock. Young Jock got a show he do for the Street 94, the Street, something like that down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it was 3 different people who they were looking at. Well, who could we put? Because you got to have an anchor. What could we do for this new hip hop station, right? Can't do the Breakfast Club, obviously, because that's what I hired. So it's like, who should we grab? Who's a free agent or who's free?
Who's available
And
for
Ricky
that?
Smiley is big in like southern markets. If you go down
he was
south,
here for a minute.
He was here for a minute.
Ricky Smiley wasn't ever here.
Ricky Smiley was here.
On what station?
He was on
98?
No.
No, he was on V100.
He was on V100.
No, they had trust me. They had it went from
telling
listen.
you.
No,
it
you're
went
right.
from-
I'm thinking of Steve Harvey.
No, it
I'm
was
thinking of
Dub Banks, Steve Harvey to
Steve
Breakfast
Harvey.
Club, bro.
I'm thinking of Steve Harvey.
Bro,
Right now.
it wasn't on V100.
Ricky Smiley ain't never been in this market.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
You talking to the radio guy.
You're right. You're right.
Like, you talking to the radio
Maybe
guy.
I'm wrong, dog.
Like, I know
But
everybody
I
who
could have swore I listened to Ricky Smiley in the mornings here.
you had, but probably not. I mean, on a app maybe,
Maybe it was on the app.
I'm thinking.
unless somebody put him on temporarily, and he wasn't.
It wasn't long.
long. Yeah,
Like-
you know what? Maybe he was on. Remember when? Speaking of 860, remember when they went FM for a second with Magic, 100.5 Magic or whatever.
Maybe it had to be something like that because, like I said, I remember only being able to catch him because I was working at Marquette at the time. I was third shift.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is in 2007, 8.
Yeah,
And it was so weird to hear him here, but it was for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It was not long.
Calls he used to do.
It was not long.
yeah,
But I remember distinctly listening, but I also don't know if I was listening to him through the app,
right.
which it could have been.
Could have
too.
been.
But I remember hearing Smiley on the radio here. I thought he
Yeah,
was.
but
like,
but those are the looks that that like. Remember you were saying earlier about like, do you go syndicator to try to get the bag or to get a bigger audience? So when they had that conversation with me, first of all, I was just flattered because I'm like, y'all could have easily went another route, but they was like, listen, we want to try to go local. Like we know what we could do if we go another route. However, they like we feel like we could do something different. And I just kept a G with them. I said, listen, I said I've done every day part. Afternoons, middays, overnights, and evenings. I said the only shift I ain't never did no morning show. Right. So I wanted to be G with them. I'm like, bro, I ain't never did no morning show. You know what I'm saying? And not that I don't think I'm capable of it. I'm like, but I live in a market where we've always had nationally syndicated shows. There's never been an opportunity. And they was like, listen, you said you ain't never did a morning show, and we still want to hire you. So what that say? It was like, we feel like you got the right personality to where it could work. So I'm like, well, if y'all want to entrust that situation to me and give it to me, well, let's make something happen. Let's go make fucking history. So, like I said, I'm very fortunate, very humble, very blessed that they decided to stay local and give me an opportunity because they could have easily went nationally syndicated.
So
and,
go my phone.
oh, my bad. And then GA was the second piece to that. So they grabbed me first, and they grabbed him.
So do you feel like, not to be cliche, but do you feel like just looking over from where you started from to where you've been shut down, you have doors closed in your face, do you feel like all those particular opportunities and testaments made you and put you in a position where you are today?
Yeah, I think it's the reason why I kept going, right? Because like he said earlier, like Seth, it wasn't never that I wanted to quit, but it was just times where I was like, well, maybe this ain't it, or I got to recalibrate. But looking back, it's like it was building me, it was building character. All of those mishaps or misfires or setbacks or whatever, it really prepared me for the layoff. Because a lot of people might have just been like, I don't want to do it no more. Or they might have, I'm be honest, before you even got laid off, some people might have just not did it at all. Like, you know, a lot of cats might move off of money. Yeah. So if the money wasn't making sense, some people would have been like, you did what for what, man? Fuck that. But I was like, yo, I believe in me and I know what the bigger picture could be. Yeah. I don't never chase the money. You want to? I heard Rico Love talk about a conversation he had with Usher, and he was doing bad, and he was sleeping on couches in Atlanta, and he was writing for Usher, and bro was leaking, and he asked Usher for some bread. Straight up, he's like, "Yo, bro, I need some bread." Like Usher was like, "All right, I give you some bread. And when I give you this bread, like that's it. I'm gonna hit your hand. Like basically, don't ask me for shit else. Or do you want an opportunity? You want the money or you want the opportunity? Because with the opportunity, you can create your own. But with the money, it's a one-time deal. Rico was like, shit, I'm leaking. But I'll take the opportunity. He wrote the song Throwback on Confessions. He's out of here. He took the opportunity versus the money. And trust me, I'm sure you sleeping on the couch. It's easy to be like, 15 racks? I ain't got 15 racks. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give you
15 bands.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 15 bands and I'm going to eat. So I thought about those things and I'm like, okay, Promise, you can chase some money or work a 9 to 5 and be paid better to do other things, but are you happy and what's your passion? And I was like, I'm going to take these shorts because I feel like it's going to, nigga, a pair of pants going to grow out these shorts. And look what happened. Ultimately, now I'm being given a situation that I never thought I would have got.
A pair of pants will grow out these shorts.
You know what I'm saying?
That was pretty fire.
And I'm not, and I'm being honest with y'all. And this isn't the end. Like, I'm thankful and I'm appreciative. But when I was at the V, y'all, for other people, I know they felt like I've arrived. It was the end all be all because outside looking in. But I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with y'all. I never thought that was my final destination. Damn. I never was content there. I just didn't voice it. I didn't publicly do that. I'm never gonna shit on anybody.
Yeah, you just want to kill that motherfucker and get up out of there.
Right, I was like, I'm gonna bust this shit down and do as well as I know I can do so somebody can hear me and see me. And I'm like, I'm gonna do something else. I didn't know it was gonna be another station in the city. Now I'm like this. I know this ain't the end. I'm gonna say this right now. High 105.7 is not my final destination.
And that was gonna be my next question for you because
morning show really get to syndicate.
But then that mean it ain't the final destination.
That's a fact. Then Milwaukee ain't it. You right.
So what's the next step for you? Because like I said, I never really have it. And this is my first conversation because I always hear you on the radio. But
yeah.
What's the next move?
The ultimate.
What's the end goal?
Yeah, the end goal is two. So on the radio side, if I stick with radio, syndication is king. Like that's something that I wanted when I was over at Energy as a young dude. You know what I'm saying? I remember sitting in the office with one of the higher ups and they like, what do you want to do? Where do you envision yourself? I'm like, I'm trying to get syndicated. And then they probably was like, what is he talking about? Like, I'm saying that then in 2013.
That fresh out of college.
I'm like, I want to get syndicated. So my brain was always like, and this is before the break, because Breakfast Club just made their 10-year anniversry, last year in 2020. Yeah, but like, I always used to be like, yo, like, syndication will be a good look because I could touch more people. But I always thought I wanted to do it. The crib don't never get the resources, right? A lot of times people make things of themselves in Milwaukee and they hit it. I always thought, how would it be dope if I could create something that's national, but it's here. I make people come. Like how 106 in Park was set in New York and everybody had to get to 106. I'm like, what if I create a syndicated show that's based in Milwaukee? My nigga want to
be the hub.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever you are, they like, yo, you going to be in Milwaukee? You want to be in Chicago? You got to pull up on bro. Yeah. So the ultimate goal is to have my show be syndicated. And then secondly, I want to get out of radio and I want to have my own talk show. I feel like I'm limited on radio. I feel like the legs that I can have speaking on things that are serious, that's fun, whatever, having a range to do content how I want to do it, comedy to entertainment to music to current events. Like I would love to have my own talk show. You know what I'm saying? Where I can have the room to create and say and do whatever I want at any given time and own my own branding with it. You know what I'm saying? So syndicated radio show and having a talk show is the ultimate goal. And like I said, creating resources for the city.
Hey man, you definitely in a position to do it and you definitely had the drive and motivation, man. I wish I was in a position where I could say if you need anything, I'm here for you.
I wish I was in that position to say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still a work in progress.
We are here for you. Like, I can still say that. Nigga, anything you need, holla at us, B.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Local, whatever, nigga, if you need some security. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know, P. You know what I'm saying?
That Big Seth got me.
I walk into these rooms, clear it out. Hey, it's good. Hey, bring them in. Like, we can go to New York, nigga. We can walk into them rooms. Hey, gotta check this room before Promise walks in here.
No, I appreciate that.
No, we finna go live with Promise because now that we done got your story and the good the good story.
Yeah,
I got some shit to ask you now.
No, you can. I'm not afraid.
And
man.
we're going live.
And like I said, I appreciate y'all with the platform and even wanting to hear my story, man.
Oh man, your story fire, bro.
This is the first time I publicly,
got Promise in this motherfucker. This is the first time you speaking publicly about everything that happened. So, all right, you met a lot of motherfuckers.
He got right to it.
Yeah,
normally he got right to it.
You met a lot of motherfuckers in this game, right?
Yeah.
Who was one of those people like that made you say, "Don't meet your heroes"? Like, don't meet the people that you like. Have you ever had that? Man, hey, that don't meet your heroes moment.
Not with anybody I admire, right? Thankfully, the people that I fucked with and I wanted to meet that I did meet, most people was G. You know what I'm saying? Like probably the rudest person to me.
The most disappointing person, like where it's like, oh, man, come on.
But I didn't really have no expectation to meet. See what I'm saying? So it's like it's different. Some people that I met that was whack, it wasn't like I was looking forward to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like meeting what's her name? Y'all ever watched the show Different World?
Yeah.
Different. Okay, so Jasmine Guy played Whitley.
Yeah.
Her mother. So I didn't get to meet Whitley. So Diane Carroll, the actress who used to play her mother.
Yeah.
Legendary actress. You know what I'm saying?
Diane Carroll, yeah.
She passed away a couple years ago. Diane Carroll was so rude to me.
What?
Like when I met
Hey, Diane Carroll that married Vic Damone.
Vic Damone, right? Money talk. That Diane, how the hell she get a fine? How a Italian get a fine black woman like that? Victim, who the hell is a victim?
Like, hold on, wait.
Diane
Carroll was rude, bro.
But listen, like,
was it like
she was
old person rude?
Yeah, she's a stand up. Listen, money was long. Okay, listen, I had to pick her again. This is my intern days. Pick her up from the airport. I had to take her to the Fister. Okay, take her to Fister. When I say she had on the long mink coat, full body joint, talking about like just overlooking me, like, hey, how you doing, Miss Carroll? Like, where's my keys? Where my room, man? Where? Like, just I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, like, but like, I just chalked it up to I'm like, well, she a legend. She's an older woman, so, but she was standoffish as fuck to me, and I was just like, okay, like, I ain't
did old bitch.
Man, she passed now. I ain't gonna go there, but
hold on, wait. See, we gotta stop giving old folks a pass. Like, just because you old don't mean you get to be a bitch.
I mean she's passed on. She died.
I know, but at the time she was a bitch. Like, what we like for? Like, come on. So now, okay. So if a bitch ass nigga die, is he still not a bitch ass nigga?
See, now you know what? I heard this conversation the other day. Like, do you keep the same energy in life and death? Like, if you didn't rock with somebody,
you like, all right, R.I.P. You know, no. He was still a bitch.
Well, if I don't rock with you, I'm not going to be fake, but I don't speak ill of the dead.
I'm not speaking ill of her. I'm not speaking ill of her dead. I'm speaking ill of her when she was alive. If she was a bitch when she was alive, that has nothing to do with her grace. I hope she made it.
Yeah.
I hope she made it up to the friendly skies. But if she going to be a bitch while she here, fam, come on, cuz. We got to stop that.
She definitely was rude.
We got to start giving old people the same energy, fam. Like, I think you should respect your elders, but goddamn, like, come on, like,
it's a two-way street.
Thank you, because it's like, all right, old bitch, now you tripping. Like, don't look over me like that.
But thankfully, most of the like, she was rude, but like, as far as people who I admire, like, I don't got no bad stories about people who I admire. Like, Ice Cube was cool as a fan.
Yeah,
like,
he looked like he a cool,
dumb cool, like to where it was like, you shouldn't be this cool, like, cause you're Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought you was gonna be a funny, like, you could have been Hollywood, and like Q was mad cool. Like J. Cole was dumb cool.
So let me ask you a question. You done caught some. How's the radio like personality coochie? Like, how's that getting thrown at you?
Oh, don't put him on.
No, we keep it G. We keep funky. Like,
I mean, look, if I'm gonna ask the same question, I'm the same nigga all time. So like, what the coochie, like, is that a different tier?
Okay, let me say this.
Like, when you was at 98.3, was the pussy the same when you got to V100?
No, of course not.
Overnight different from morning show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So morning show pussy went up a tier.
See, I don't know. I just got the morning show. Y'all gotta hire me next year, dog.
You saw what I was trying to do? I was trying to see if
Let me say this.
So I was trying to see if you cashed in on some of that.
Let me say this. I've been fortunate enough to catch action in different avenues.
Okay.
Just as being who I am as a person, I've been fortunate enough to say
what avenue caught the best coochie?
No, but saying like me as who I am as a person, I could pull chicks and interact with women just me being me.
Just
You
like
know what I'm saying?
Off the strength,
So
you
that-
know what I'm saying?
that's the
It's
love.
I don't want to know about that. I don't want to know about the chicks who like you for you. I want to know about the whores.
No, listen,
Who
V100.
was, who was
Okay,
like,
listen.
V100, come get this.
So I'm gonna keep 100. Not the 98.3/Energy days. That's where it started.
Really?
Because I wasn't a
now we
star
talking.
on the radio, but just the allure.
You got the plug.
Sometimes just be the affiliation. So that's when it started to where it's like, yo, you want to pull up to the station? You know what I'm saying? So
Stu.
So I definitely, you know what I'm saying, in them areas.
Now that you gone, how many times you fucking V100?
Stop.
Come on now. How many bitches did you take down in V100? You gone now.
No,
You good.
Listen, I'm gonna say this: the V100 action definitely increased. Like my persona was increased there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like being on the radio every day, hosting, being out and about.
If anybody in his life has been taken down by promising the
Stop.
V100, then send a like.
You know what it really is though.
Put a V in the
but you know what I started
Put a V in
realizing
the
though?
comments.
Like I played it how I was, right? Like at first, I ain't gonna lie. My first like 2 years there, like I was acting the fool. I ain't gonna lie. Like my first year
My
and I had my
nigga, as you
like,
should. Like,
but
you
then
there now.
But then I started to realize like for what it is, like some motherfuckers just want to get next to you because of the like. I'm gonna put it like this. So I had knocked this one chick, right?
Yeah, now we getting into some shit.
So like, you know what I'm saying? We did like a promo event or whatever.
Right.
We did like a lounge visit. We used to do these lounge visits. So I met a chick at, I don't remember what artist it was. I don't know if it was T Grizzly or whoever it was. But I met a chick at the thing. So I used to always have to be selective how I get at chicks. Because for one, I ain't want to do it with everybody and my coworkers seeing it. All that list. So I met her at the thing, was chopping it up with her. Didn't really holler at the event. I ain't gonna lie. I slid in the DM. So
Smart nigga.
But I didn't do it obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we just had a conversation, followed up with her about the giveaway or whatever. The conversation was there. You know what I'm saying? So it was smooth.
I see what you did.
So we talked for a while to where she was like, yo, I'm gonna alley you the number. Like, why you ain't asking me for the number? Again, I'm like, I don't want to be the aggressor. So she gave me the number. So you know what I'm saying? Kicked it for a minute, knocked it down. This is when I started realizing like shit be goofball though. Because I remember hosting doing Summerfest that year. Migos, Future, Big Sean come. I'm on stage, we do the Migos intro. Then I'm getting them Hey Big Head texts.
Yeah.
That's when I started realizing like, motherfuckers like, oh, I see you up there. Yeah, I bet you do. Like, them conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, but like she, you know, to keep 100, like that chick, like we stopped rocking for a minute. But then she was one of the Hey Big Heads that day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, last time I text you, like you left me on red.
Left me on.
But
left
now
the
you
little
see me
homie
on this
stuff.
stage.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, like.
Telling her friends, oh, I got his number.
Oh, I'm trying to get, like, where the after party at? Because, like, we ended up going to the after party with them fools. And it's like, oh, what's the. Nah.
Oh, man.
So I started realizing, like,
I
you
was
know
probably
what?
catching a different tier that night. Like, rebound.
I just realized, like, I never wanted to be out, like, with a name like Promise, being short, being on the radio, I couldn't hide. That's one thing I realized. I found out that V100 shit changed my life. Like, I was always a low cat, and I never really wanted to be out here smashing and dashing. Everybody wanted to be selective. But, like, just even me giving a broad a compliment or talking to somebody, conversation would spread. Be like, girl, guess who double tapped my picture or who? And I'm like, yo, I ain't even really nobody. Like, I'm just
Nah,
a
bro.
public figure.
Nah,
Like,
bro.
You don't see yourself like
You don't
that.
see,
though.
yeah, you
Nah.
don't see yourself like
You
that,
don't
but
see
they
yourself
see
like
you
that.
as prime.
But it's-
like you promise, but niggas see you as prime.
but to me, sometimes like it's love. Like you enjoy some of it, but like I didn't like all of it. Like I'm so chill. I didn't necessarily like all the like. I ain't gonna lie. It's some cats in this industry, whether they radio personalities, DJs, or whatever. Man, they get a high for this. Like they love all the extracurricular
attention
shit.
and
Me,
bullshit.
I'm so low. I don't
Who
really.
he sound like?
I don't be liking all of it.
He sound just like me.
Yeah, like I don't be like you know you ain't crazy. Like you like some attention, but you don't really want all
He
what
ain't
come with
crazy.
it.
No.
He ain't.
No, I'm saying like I don't know his relationship situation, but what I'm saying is,
Oh, no, it ain't one.
okay, so
Yeah.
so he ain't mad if women find him attractive, or they interested in him, but I'm sure he don't be wanting all of the attention that come with it. He want to fly under the radar, and like me,
Yeah, he want to beat and skeet and retreat.
bro, I
feel
be
you.
trying to be chill and like put it like this. It got so bad at one point when I was messing with some chicks, Snapchatting while they at the crib. Or trying to take pictures
Oh,
of my
you
shoes.
Bitches got to sign the non-disclosure.
Like, bro,
yeah, bitches got to sign the non-disclosure.
So that's when I started
law.
realizing, like, oh, this different. Like,
Because if they trying to give that hint,
Like a where you at or who you with.
I'm with the P.
Yeah, so like that shit used to be kind of corny to me. You
I'm
know
about
what
to
I'm
throw
saying?
the P to P.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So I was trying to be selective with like not being out here for knocking everybody down,
feel
and
you, bro.
because like some of my cohorts, you know what I'm saying, like they was embracing all of that. Me, I was trying to be low with it. I ain't gonna lie, like I had some fun.
Absolutely.
I had some fun.
Absolutely.
There were times where I was like, I give zero shits.
Right,
But
right.
the other half of me, I always tell people it's two sides of me. Like I got one foot out, one foot in. It's like I'm a gentleman and I'm an asshole. I'm like the nicest asshole you ever meet.
That's me.
Like I'm like the nicest asshole.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Yeah,
asshole.
you just asked.
Fair enough.
So like I'm a
I'll take
good
that.
person at heart, so I move a certain way.
I'm a good person.
But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm gonna treat you how you wanna be treated. You know what I'm saying? So I got to the point where I could curve motherfuckers too. I could, or if I see what the end game was, like it was a couple times like they in the DMs, they want to kick it, we exchange info, we hollering. Then I see all the conversations just about what you want to be around for what it is. You don't really want to rock with me for me. You want to know what's this or who you around
Who
and
you
what
around.
What
you
room I
Yeah.
can put you in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what rooms I can put you in.
But this is fun. I'm gonna be honest though.
It's fun.
Some of these dudes was worse than the women.
That
Like, let me
blows
be
my
honest.
fucking mind.
Like,
the
If
nigga
I expose
groupie,
some of these guys the way these dudes was,
no, the male groupie is something that has to be like. We gotta have a full show about. male groupies.
It's
'Cause
just
the male-
niggas worse than bitches.
Yeah, no, like niggas definitely because they come with a different temperament too. Like,
Yeah.
a bitch will get like, damn, I just missed my opportunity. Niggas be salty probably like.
I know you ain't want to have like. Listen,
Like like that's why when I see celebrities, certain like nigga celebrities, I don't be like autograph me, like
Yeah.
or let me get an autograph or nah. It's just hey man,
if you
big
respect
fan.
what they do, yeah.
much love. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna press you for a picture. I see you with your peoples. If
No, the vibe got to be right.
Right.
And for me, like when I start noticing with these dudes, like cats would be like, I never would expose people, but let's just say like if I DM Seth about getting on this show, right, like 2 years ago, and he either see it and don't reply, or he just never reply, and then all of a sudden he on my line like, man, when you gonna do the show, bro? That's the kind of energy I was getting. Like it was people who I remember. Like I had DMs, instant messages, or where I'm saying certain things to them, where I'm talking about stuff. Leave me on red or they not holler at me. Fast forward, hey man, how I get on that Wayne show? Hey man, I know Jeezy don't come in town. How can I? And I'm thinking to myself like, bro, you don't even acknowledge or interact.
You didn't remember it.
Now all
You
of a
didn't remember?
sudden, like,
You gonna fuck me for real?
yeah.
but most people would be like, remember how you talking about like before how I didn't lash out about those other shortcomings?
Yeah.
When I say I could have shredded people in the city and I never did, and people be like, dog, how you move with such poise? I'm like, listen, bro, that ain't gonna make me one way or the other. I gotta keep going. Cause there's the people who I could have shitted on and been like, artists acting funny, now they want their records played or now they being chummy. I never did nobody dirty. I still play a record on Heat from Street or I still send it to somebody.
Right.
And people be like, but I seen them talking records about you. I'm like, listen,
So what?
They have a problem with themselves. It ain't even me. I ain't gonna let this block my blessing.
They just mad that I ain't do it how they wanted me to do it. Fam.
Even like airing out and exposing chicks, like I know that's not my character, so like I kept it G. When females was doing foul shit or talking too much, like that's the number one thing I realized. When you start being a public figure, I ain't at the level of these other people, but I got a dose of what it's like of people doing stuff and saying stuff. So like I go out with a chick or I go somewhere, I kept it quiet. Next thing I know, somebody else hitting me like, you finna go to the movies with some girl. And I'm like, yo, how do you even know that? Like females just telling females that they was with me or we went somewhere, or like dudes quick pulling out their phone like, oh yeah, guess who in here? And it's like, bro, I might have just been flying on the radar just chilling. Or if I pull up on you, I might just pull up on you to rock with you. We don't gotta do no photo op or tell nobody I'm in here.
Right.
Then it'd be like, oh, guess who was here? So like that kind of stuff I started noticing. Like you take it with the good and the bad. Like I appreciate being a public figure and having a reach and being able to touch people, like especially the kids. That was the funny shit to me. The celebrity stuff was cool, but like when I go to
kids.
schools and talk to kids and I be in Walgreens, they be like, he was at my school. Or little kids be like, it's not a threat, it's a promise. That used to get me geeked up. Like, why y'all listening to me? Y'all too little. But when little kid, when mamas would be like, my baby love you, or can you take this picture of her?
See, and that's the thing that I was like, I think we was talking about earlier was like, when you was asking, have you ever been booked to DJ? It's like, people don't give a fuck. They just want their
You there.
kid favorite
whoever
person there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was blowing my mind how some of these, like, high school artists was getting booked for different shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like, the city really rocking with that.
and it's a new era too. Social
Yeah.
media, like if you think about like if y'all would have been in high school and had this, like just you know what I'm saying, it's a different era.
Oh, well, I mean, shit, we came up in that social. Like, you got to think, Black Planet started
Yeah.
with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a junior in high school.
But if you think of how TikTok and Instagram and what it is,
man.
YouTube, like think about it, if you was able to, these kids right now, you could be a YouTube star at 17, 16, you could have a podcast of your rap career.
A YouTube star at 5. That little nigga Ryan
was a toy who reviewed the
just
toys.
open toys.
Right. His parents getting crazy money off of him.
I bet his parents do hella cocaine, bro. What else they got to do?
But that's the
like your kid is bringing it. Like you ain't even got to work, folks.
Right.
I said I never like judge like younger celebrities for like always ending up in drugs. What the fuck else is there to do?
Well, you got to have a good support system.
You got like, but the support system is usually somebody fucked up. Parents done came up.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Macaulay Culkin situation. Like, it was a bunch of that kind of shit going on with, like, child stars.
Well, his parents.
Yeah, so when these motherfuckers get, like, 19 and 20, and they've lived life, like, literally, by 20, they've traveled the world. They've gone on possibly every vacation. Ain't shit else to do but coke.
Well, let me know what level that is so I
don't want to get I never wanted to be a child star. Like, right now, I'm too old to be starting coke.
But not even a child star. He said he's too old. He said you got to start coke early.
Like, if you're going to do coke, you should probably start coke, like, when you, like, young and famous, because your body will have a metabolism.
But what if you don't come into the money until later?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it like this, like...
Oh, Rudy said my dog, Deuces.
Man, Deuces, that's my dude.
Yeah, I told him, like, that you was coming on the show. He was geeked. He said, oh, that's dope.
But like, to me, with the... You just gotta have a good circle around you, cause like it's like I'm gonna be honest. Even like being in this industry, not being a child star, but being around stuff, it's always stuff there. Like you around these artists, somebody might be like, "You want to smoke? You want to drink? You want to do?" Like it's gonna be there. Like especially if you in these.
Who was the most surprising drug addict?
Like
you didn't know did coke, and then they just like, let me go to the bathroom.
I haven't seen nobody do coke, but I heard a conversation. So do y'all remember DJ Luke Nasty?
Yeah.
I got a feeling that you might be.
Yeah.
Homie was cool as a fan. Bro was stupid. We was in the studio one day. Like, we met a couple times. We exchanged numbers. Dawg was talking about how if he was ever in a situation around Rihanna, he doing that coke. He was like, man, he was like, I ain't on that. He's like, but like, I'm paraphrasing, but he was kind of saying like, if I get a chance to party with Rihanna, whatever,
I
like,
know she
like,
do
I'm
it.
doing like, I'm with it.
He putting it on.
So I'm laughing, but he like, hey man, I'm like, damn, you gonna? I'm like, I don't want to.
Hey, talking about Honey Badger, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Promises here as promised. My guy played for us. He was like, oh Cream City Kings. Don't do that. That's not nice.
He said that's the other side.
We are not talking trash about Flag today. I think we thrashed y'all though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I just had to throw that out there. Eric hates our team. He calls us the Golden State Warriors. It's just whatever.
Yeah, but I try to open up an investigation and everything.
Tampering.
Yeah, I really did. I went to the office and everything.
Of all your years, what is like your most memorable moment in radio to you?
That's hard. I would say as far as like interview, like off the top, just like my most memorable interviews.
Let's say your most memorable interview and your most memorable like holy shit moment. Like this is some balling that or crazy shit that I'm seeing that I can't even know. Like if I tell somebody, they might not believe it.
Yeah. Most memorable interview, man, Chris Rock. That was crazy. That was crazy because it's Chris Rock.
Right.
I'm like Pootie Tang, Madagascar, you know what I'm saying? All the stand-ups, like CB4, Pookie, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just couldn't believe I was talking to bro, you know what I'm saying? And just cool as a fan, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was supposed to have 5 minutes with him. His, his PR person was like, 5 minutes with Chris and you. We got to get him out of here. Man, bro talked to me for 25 minutes. Like, bro did a 25-minute interview with me and then gave me personalized drops and shit for my voicemail. And, like, so, like, if I still ain't released them, but if I want, I got Chris Rock saying shit specifically for me.
Hey, man, can we borrow one of those?
You know what I'm saying? Like just cool as a, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was unreal. And, like, he thought I was joking, but the night or 2 nights before I knew I was going to talk to him, I really was watching, like, CB4 or some shit. So I was like, bro, no cap. Like, I was like, did you ever think that movie was going to really be the rap game? He's like, yeah, man. I said, like, bro, you made a movie about some people taking some other people's identity. I'm like, that's rap. Like, you made a movie. Y'all stole MC Gusto's life, and that's really rap right now. Like, cats
that happened on a couple of occasions.
Multiple occasions. Cats became other people. So I was like, dog, like, but the Chris Rock one was unreal. meeting Snoop.
Man, I want to meet Snoop.
I want to meet Snoop.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I normally don't get starstruck. Like you said, I've been blessed to meet a lot of people and interview a lot of people and be around a lot of dog. When I met Snoop, I felt like a kid because I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like, we was after the show and they kept giving us the runaround. Like, oh yeah, he got to do some other stuff. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna just hold on. Like, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna stick it out. And I remember it's like 40 minutes. The show didn't end it. He in the back. I'm like, this nigga's never gonna come out. And when I say this one crazy experience, yo, they was hand picking girls by tens, right? Can't make this up. So it just say you the security. Security is coming out. Show's over. He like, you. Nope, now you coming in the back. It's 10 girls. They go in the back. So we like, oh, okay, cool. 20 minutes later, security come out again. You. Now it's 20 girls back there. He come back out 5 minutes later. He grab another. So I'm like, yo, there's no way they smashing all of them. Like, what they doing? They just pecking the tip and walking out? Like, what's going, like, are they flashing? They like, what's going on?
What is happening?
Yo, it's like 25 girls in the back. So I'm like, he never come down. I'm like, we not get to meet. Like, he occupied. Dude come out like, yeah, just hold on, man. Like, just hold on. Couple girls walking out giggling, laughing. I like, hey, excuse me. I said, no disrespect. I said, what's going on in the back? Yeah, wouldn't you like to know? I said, all right, damn. So now it's like 45 minutes later. I'm like restless. I'm like, should I hit it? Should I stay? Man, this tall, lanky motherfucker walk out. I'm like, oh shit. He come out, long white t-shirt. He got his shades on and shit. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm like, yo, Snoop. He like, what's up, nephew? I'm like, yo. I was like, I said, bro, I've
been waiting to get called nephew
by
you,
right.
dog.
I said, dog, I grew up listening, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Death Row, No Limit. Like, bro, I grew up listening. I'm like, this is an honor, bro. Oh, yeah, no problem, nigga. I said, can we take a picture, bro? Come on, let's do it. Throw it the west side. So I chuck up the west side with him, you know what I'm saying? I'm gay, you know what I'm saying? We taking a picture. He just he chopped, you know what I'm saying? But he just so smooth. He everything you think. Then I'm like, I said, bro, is that Daz? Yeah, that's Daz. Daz was with him. I said, Daz, can I holler at you for a second? Daz like, what up, man? I'm like, where Corrupt? Like, oh, he out in LA right now filming some shit. So Magic Don Juan was with him. Acting like a hoe ass nigga.
What?
Don Juan?
I thought he would be the most P. I thought it'd be the most P1.
Right, I'm like, do I gotta call Pimpin' Ken on you? Dude, Don Juan didn't want to holler at us.
I gotta call Pimpin' Ken?
Don Juan didn't want to holler, man. Snoop is Snoop. He talking to me. Daz talking to me. I'm like, Bishop, can we holler at you? Church, preach. I said, bro, can we holler at you one time? Church, tabernacle. In a loud green suit. He walked off on us. I'm just like, damn, we can't holler at Bishop.
I would have been cool with Snoop.
Of course. But you know, in my head, though, I'm just like,
fucking go for the trifecta.
I'm trying to get the trifecta. I'm like, Bishop Don Juan. But he wasn't trying to holler. But Snoop, like I said, that moment, I felt like a little kid, bro. Like, I ain't never been starstruck.
I would have to the back.
Oh, they wasn't letting no Negroes back.
Oh, they don't.
Not a man went in the back. Damn. If you wasn't with the dog pound,
damn, I was trying to be honorary dog pound.
I wanted to know what was going. Listen, man, I don't know what. To this day, I'm like, what that. It was 30 girls. Like, ain't no way everybody getting one stroke. Like, what y'all doing?
It's 7 niggas back there when there are 40 women.
Right. What's going on back there? But that was a moment. And on the female tip, man, when I got to meet Maya, I've had a huge crush on Maya. Listen, bro.
Is she as fine?
Listen, hold on.
She smell
let
like
me tell you. I'm gonna let y'all with this. Let me tell you my Maya story. So, before I ever got a chance to meet her, you know, you be playing around on social media. You don't think motherfuckers gonna like really get at you. Dog, I'm at the crib watching something on BET. She doing one of these BET movies. Bro, I'm watching the movie. I just put on Twitter. I'm like, man, what's his name was in the flick? What's my man from Esquire, from ATL? Jackie Long.
Yeah, Jackie Long.
Okay, he in the movie. He dating her in the movie. He kissed her in the movie. So I just tweet. I'm like, this nigga, lucky nigga. I'm like, I wish I could have kissed Maya. But I at her. I don't think she gonna reply. Dog, like 40 minutes later, she put like LOL, like, that's sweet. Bro, I'm like, oh, we about to go in. Listen, I'm like, we about to go in. So I'm hitting her. Like, bro, I'm saying stuff to her. I'm just trying to see if it's going to catch. Bro, she started replying in the DMs. So we talking in the DMs. Like, I'm like, I just seen you on the blog. I'm like, you got the blonde hair now. I'm like, they was kind of hating on the blonde hair. I'm like, I think it look good to me. She like, yeah,
I was told to call you P-Rock, too.
Well, that's gonna be that's gonna be on the tombstone, man.
That's what Deuces just said, man. Call that nigga P-Rock.
Man, that's been you see, that's what Bergie called me. That they've been knowing me since I was a shorty. That's been my nickname since I was a kid. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, we in the DM talking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Maya in the DM. So I asked her like, yo, at the time I think Carrie Hilson was still popping. So I'm like, would you ever do a record with Carrie Hilson? I'm like, you got the yams, she got the legs. She like, if it makes sense, I'm just shooting the shit with her.
Right.
Fast forward to on Instagram like 2 years ago. She posted she coming to Milwaukee. I'm losing my shit. I say to Reg, that's the OG. Man, listen, fine as bro. Listen, that vegan life does her body good. She bad. So listen,
Quanda said what up too.
Quanda, what up?
Yeah.
So bro, listen, I go to Reg and I'm like, listen, he was hosting the event.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What's up, Quanya? Reg was hosting the event, right? She come. Remember when they was doing R&B Mondays?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so this is a couple years ago. Reg hosting for the R&B Monday. I know you don't ask him to tag along to nothing. He got to tell me pull up. I don't be asking him to tag along to nothing. When I found out she was coming, I said, listen here, brother. Okay? I said, I need to be there that night. Like, I don't know what's going on. I need to be there. Listen, I said it was dumb packed when she came, right? But mind you, the couple days before, she posted on IG. I'm like, let me just try again.
What the fuck? Marquela Ellis. I'm stupid.
If I could cut through.
Quayla.
Okay. Yeah, I get on IG. I'm in her comments this time. I can't get through the DM. She answering the DM. I'm in the comments. I'm like, yo, I work for iHeart. At this time, I'm like, yo, when you come to Milwaukee, if I could catch a drop from you, if I could catch anything, like while you in town, I work for a radio station, like just trying to get a look from you. Bro, she like.
I'm tripping. It's Quan Ellis.
Okay. Quan. Oh, what up, Quan?
I'm fucking up.
She say.
I'm thinking it's quite. Man, I'm drunk.
She say send an email.
I'm drunk. My bad, Quan.
She like I'm gonna send you the email. So I'm like, okay, if I get the email, you know what I'm saying? Like she like I'm gonna send you the email to where you can hit me. So she send the email. So I got her email, but I don't know if it's her personal or whatever. I got the email. Yeah. Fast forward to
you got the email though. That's
club.
a step.
So I take my brother with me. We go to the club. It's done packed. We chilling or whenever in the front. She get on stage. She performing. She singing. She talking. Whatever. Bad, right in person. I'm like, oh my god. So everybody trying to do these meet and greets. The club is crazy. They acting crazy. Reg up top. He on the mic like, P, like, go ahead. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to chill. I don't want to be too thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Security
bro,
like,
Maya, though.
security, right? Security like, dog, you trying to bust the move? I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, let these, because she let some females get up there. I'm like, let these females do their thing, and then I need to get up here. So finally, I get on the stage with her, bro. I'm talking about what Eminem say. Palms is sweating, mom spaghetti. No, I'm talking about butterflies. I'm like, she's standing this close to me, and I'm like, oh my god, bro. So I say, hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, I'm promise I was the one who was like talking to you on the Twitter and the IG. She said, oh, that was you? I said, yeah, that was me. She said, oh, okay, nice to meet you. So did you get the email? I said, I'm going to send you the email tonight with the script for the drop. She said, I got you. We'll make sure you get the stuff. So I said, listen. I said, man, I've been in love with you like salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm like, hey. So I'm like, can I get a hug? Like, she like, of course. And I hug her.
What she smell like, please?
Bro, she smelled like. She smelled like man. She smelled like peach cobbler on a Sunday. Like, bro, she just smelled. Bro, it was undescribable. Then look, I went in again. I said, "Can I have another hug?" She said, "Yeah, come on, bro." I'm at this point. I'm pushing.
At this point, you risking it.
So now I'm looking at security.
Risking it all.
I'm pushing it, right? So then I said, well, you know, we got to do the picture. Do the picture. It's taking some issue with the picture. Got my hand on the hip, brush against the butt cheek. So soft. The thighs and the booty so soft.
Hey, because the thighs and the booty ratio.
The ratio is
really good.
Listen.
Let's not get it fucked up.
And this was crazy. She was dumb thick before, but she dropped the weight when she went vegan. And I asked her about that. She was like, yeah, like, I liked having my shape, but I wanted to be more in shape. Because at one point, when she first came out, she was super skinny.
Absolutely.
Then she got dumb thick.
She got strapped.
Super strapped. Like, you Google some pictures, she got dumb thick. Now she slim thick. But, bro, like I said, like, when I got to brush across that booty, that was that moment where I was like, okay, I have arrived. Like, so, you know, I'm like, I don't eat vegan, but she'll have me out here eating twigs and rice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like that moment was unreal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah.
There's days where I just pull up my phone. I just look at the picture sometimes. But then I thought she flaked me, right? I sent over the drop list, right?
She never did it.
Nothing happens. Right. So I'm kind of in my chest. I'm like, I'm glad I got to meet you, but you kind of flaked me. 3 months later.
Maya, bro. We talking about Maya, Drizzy.
I sent an email.
Where that picture at?
I sent a follow-up email again, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's popping? Next thing I know, her team hit me like, yo, she in the airport right now, bro. She got you. Man, she do the joints for me in the airports.
What?
To this day, I got it. Her saying it's not a threat, it's a promise. Nigga, I almost nutted on myself.
Did you ever use that?
I put it on my Instagram. Niggas was like, really? I posted a picture, put the tag. Bro,
I'm gonna go find that.
Listen, man. Okay, for her to send me a drop saying my slogan,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
You
I'm like, you been my girlfriend since I was 12.
P of the year.
Like, you didn't even know you was
Since
my
the
girl.
Rugrats video.
Yo. And when I say in person, she badder listen, the pictures don't do it justice. Maya is bad. Like, beautiful.
You can see it.
Naturally. Hang time, bro. Yams. She got hang time.
Oh my!
Listen.
The cuffage.
Listen, that cup.
Fantastic.
I'm talking about shoot. No rubber.
No.
I'm shooting the club up.
No, yeah, like you got.
You looking at the booty like,
and I'm not a club shooter.
hold on, but you like the child support might be worth it.
Listen, no, I'm like this. I'm like the fine might be worth it.
Hey, listen.
If I try to grab this ass and I get arrested tonight,
Hey, listen, she vegan. She only like raw.
I'm trying to Google. I'm like, is there any vegan places I could maybe take her while I'm in the? You know what I'm saying? If I had more time, you know what I'm saying? Like, but beautiful
Take
inside
me that
out.
I want to go there is in the comments.
Facts. Bro, like I had a moment, bro. Like she was man, that was the ultimate. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
But like I said, I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the ones.
Have you seen
and
Rihanna in person yet?
no, I haven't met Riri.
Okay.
I did meet Riri.
Okay.
No, but like
So who was second place? Like after Maya, who was who was one of the ones that was fine that you didn't think would be that fine in person? Like who shocked you?
okay, you know who shocked me? You know who I didn't think would be nice and they nice? Dej Loaf. I didn't think Dej.
I thought she would be nice.
But I thought she was cute. I didn't think she would be nice.
I didn't know Dej would be like like bro,
For real?
bro, like I was like, damn, you okay? Like I didn't think you was, and personality was on point too. I'm like, what's up with all that try me bullshit? I'll be shy. Like her personality was completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like mad cool too. Like and met her on multiple occasions. Remember me? Walk up to me, hug me. Hey, you good? How you been? Like super fucking cool. But like
that Detroit shit though too.
that Milwaukee, Detroit. Yeah.
Like,
but I didn't know she was gonna be as pretty in person. You know what I'm saying? Like she was nice. But like it's been some ones where you be like damn, like you know what I'm saying? You be like, ooh, like to where you gotta chill. Like you know who else was bad? I never really looked at her like that. But she bad. She in the WAP video. What's her name? Normani bad, bro. Who used to be in Fifth Harmony? The dark skinned girl from Fifth. Listen, bro.
Registering.
No, listen,
Fifth
bro.
Harmony,
She do the Savage. Speaking of Rihanna, she a Fenty model for Savage. Yeah. Bro, Normani is bad. Like when I was talking, matter of fact, it's crazy. She owed me a date, so we joking, just shooting the shit, talking about Chick-fil-A.
Right.
We just talk. So when I do interviews, I got this little game I play. People call First and Last.
First and last.
Yeah. So we playing the first and last game. So I say to her, I'm like, who the last person you text? So she was like, oh, my assistant about my Chick-fil-A order or whatever. No, she said my assistant about like a t-shirt, something like that. I had a Chick-fil-A cup in the studio. So she like, so you went to Chick-fil-A? I said, yeah. He said, you ain't give me nothing? I said, I ain't know you rock with Chick-fil-A. She said, yeah. She said, what's your meal? I said, I like to do the chicken wrap. I said, I do the chicken sandwich, add some bacon on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Throw a little bacon on that.
She said,
bitch.
you fuck with the lemonade? I said, no, I don't drink lemonade. I said, I drink the water. She said, no, you gotta have the lemonade. I said, okay, cool. So we going back and forth. She said, so tell you what, she said, next time I come to Milwaukee, we doing Chick-fil-A.
Damn, my phone overheated.
I said, so we doing a date? You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, we doing a date. I'm in that mug like, relax, stay professional, stay professional.
Because you really want to shoot now, like.
Yeah, because it's times where I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, I didn't want it to shoot the shot, you know what I'm saying? But I be trying to keep it G and be, like I said, even with like the listeners or like the people who, rocking with the station, like, I be trying to be selective of when I'm gonna bust a move and when I'm a be chill. Because it definitely be them opportunities where, you be like, what's the worst that can happen? Somebody say no?
I ain't gonna lie. This is why God ain't put me in that position, because I would have been on air shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look, fuck the next time you're here. Let's go right after.
Hey, what you doing after this?
Yeah.
This.
But you know what's crazy? When you in them situations, though, it's funny. The vibe got to be right. Because, like, if you lucky, you get a one-on-one. But sometimes the label be in there. The security be in there. Management might be in there. So on the air, you might just hear me. On the video, you might just see me. But it might be, like when I interviewed Wale, it was like 12 people in the room with us. You couldn't see him. But it was like 12 people in the room with me and Wale. But he was cool as a fan, but it was plenty of people in the room.
I feel like Wale would have been a weird nigga. Like,
no, you know what's crazy? Like, bro was cool as a fan. Like, I got homie to open up. when we first started the interview, you know, if somebody's like this, like homie was like this when the interview started. Right. By the end of the interview, he was opened up. We talking about, you know, he like wrestling. We talking about different stuff.
Oh yeah, he definitely a wrestler.
And bro came up to me and was like, hey, you know, he got that DC shit. He said, hey, look here, John. He said, you been the best interview since I've been on this tour. No cap. I said, damn, I appreciate that. And his label people was like, nah, fam, like, you did your homework. You wasn't asking him stupid shit. Like, you knew your stuff. Like, you made him feel comfortable. Because I ain't gonna front, like, people told me he would be a difficult interview. Yeah, but
because
like,
he don't like, I feel like Wale one of those people who don't like bullshit. So if he feel like you bullshitting him.
Right. But like, I genuinely like rock with MMG. So to me, like, I'm like, yo, I rock with the music, I rock with the movement, so I ain't gonna bullshit you.
Is he still MMG?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And then the crazy thing is, like, I don't go off that Zodiac shit, but like, I found out me and homie both Virgos. So, yeah, I don't know if that was in the energy to where he was cool with it, but like I said, like, bro was cool. So like, but a lot of times it be a lot of people in the room. So when I'm with them female artists, like, you might want to just off top be like, I'm about to shoot or I'm about to, but you got to be selective because you also don't want to burn the bridge, right? If you bust that move and they don't go right, now when we come to town, we don't want to pull up at that station or we don't want to fuck with him because he rubbed us the wrong way. And you don't want to be the dude that's known for being super thirsty in the industry. Like, he trying to fuck, he want to fuck the girls that listen to the station. He want to fuck the artists. He want to fuck the employees. So I be trying to be selective because, like, trust me, it ain't just the listeners. You got, you know, the interns or the promo girls or so like, I done been in circles where I'm like, all right, I gotta relax. Because it might be that girl who on the staff who want to give you the pussy.
Right.
So you try not to mess up the home front. Yeah. Then it might be a listener, a girl in the club. Then it might be an artist you trying to get at. So I definitely been in pockets to where it's Punani all around. And I'm trying to feel like, should I be Spider-Man and shoot that web? Or should I hold my and be like, I'm going to chill on this one? Yeah. Because I'm telling y'all, most niggas in my position would have probably fumbled the bag and tried to fuck everything moving. I'm knowing. Yeah. Most cats in my position. I'm already knowing because most cats be like, it's once in a lifetime. Like, I might not have this opportunity again. Like,
fuck it.
And I ain't gonna lie. I definitely got some celebrities' numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front. Like, I definitely got some people in the Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? And male and female. Like, I got some of your favorite rap. Like, I got some people in the phone.
Got some contact.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I always let it be natural. I never asked nobody for their line. Whenever it happened, it was like somebody was like, bro, like, give us your number. Yeah, I never was like, yo, man, let me, even if the vibe is dope, I don't ever be like, yeah, man, let me, because I don't be, like you said, you don't want to seem forced or corny.
You don't want to seem forced, you don't want to seem fake, you don't want to be like them corny niggas that they, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this nigga was
Or niggas say this, you want my number for what purpose?
Yeah, what you want my number for?
For what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I be selective about it, but when them opportunities presented themselves, like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took that number, and I ain't gonna lie, like, I try to make something happen with a motherfucker off Love and Hip Hop.
You was trying to fuck Bucky, wasn't you?
No,
you still think nigga.
She from the crib. Come on, man. Hey, I almost had a Love and Hip Hop moment. You know what I'm saying? Reggie was talking shit, talking about Promise gonna be on the next season. I'm like, nah, because I'm low like you, so I didn't want that smoke. I didn't even want people to know. But she posted me on her story.
Promise would have been on what? She
put me on her story, so that's when I was like, She posted me on her story. I didn't know. She put me on her story, and then, like, you know, with these celebrities, they fan pages be going crazy. Like, dog, I started getting hit. From like
you was the new thing.
Dog, so like I'm like, I just want, like, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to look, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't want the attention that.
You didn't want that look.
No, cause I ain't gonna lie, like, it was going to where she was like, we was at the club. After the club, it's like, what you finna do? I'm like, what y'all finna do? We finna get some food. Like, what you want? It's like, you stay around here? Yeah. I'm like, what I tell y'all at? Like, it's like that. So I'm like, where's this going? I'm like, where's this going?
Actually, it just so happens.
So like I said, but you know what the thing about me though? I don't know about y'all, especially like when you're single. Like, are y'all the type of cats? So if a situation is in front of you, right? Are y'all gonna pull up the first time, or y'all gonna try to see if it present itself another time to pull up?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a first opportunity nigga.
Like, do y'all go right away, or y'all like, let me weigh this out?
Man.
It all depends on how I'm feeling the chick.
I'd rather be
if I'm really finna rock with you,
I'm
gonna wait to see if it come around the second time. But if I know I'm just finna dust you off, I'm pulling up the first time.
Hey man,
Yeah.
hey man.
Seth?
Sometimes niggas don't score in the Super Bowl because of a missed opportunity.
This is true. You gotta go. But
Hey man, opportunity knock, man.
you know what's so
gotta make that
crazy?
decision.
But I used to always be thinking about like the overall bigger picture,
Hey,
right?
bro, I ain't never been in your shoes though, so it's easier for you to say that. Like as somebody who kind of got to move in them rooms, I'm just a regular.
See, that's
nigga.
what I'm saying, right? So think about this, right? I'm gonna give you another one.
Rihanna pull up. I'm having a different conversation with my wife.
But think about right. No, she gotta understand that, like, baby.
Hey, listen, babe.
I know.
Babe.
But here's what I'm gonna say to y'all. You also learn that when you get in these positions, like right now in this podcast, y'all ain't gonna hold no punches.
No, not at
Y'all
all.
can say and do whatever the fuck y'all want, right?
On God, them.
Here's what you're gonna realize: the more y'all keep moving, and like you run into an artist and they confront you about something, or you get a phone call. Like that's when I learned my life was different at the V. Like I popped off. So like I would have this segment I used to do. I still do it now at Hot, but it got popular at the V. I did this shit called Shaking My Head Saturday. So on Saturdays, I get at something that happened in the news, in the media, whatever, and whatever I'm shaking my head. It might be local, national, whatever. Man, I'm on Instagram, jacking it down. I'm sitting in the whip outside the club. Rico was in town that weekend. He was supposed to do Element or the 8 or whatever, right? Me and Reggie at the spot. I done did the commercial for him and everything. We there hours. Rico don't show up. So I'm in my whip after the club like, yeah, you know who might be that shaking my head Saturday tomorrow. I'm like, niggas ain't pull up to the club. We need answers. Like, I'm just on my Instagram just jacking it down, cracking jokes. I'm talking about I go to home, I go to sleep, I wake up, I got a voicemail on my phone like, hey, nigga, call me.
Who was that?
Nigga, Chad Roper was on my line
Oh God.
because he was with Rico.
Oh God.
That's when I started realizing, okay, bro, you can say whatever you want, but you may get that text or that call from somebody next to people or labels, or he hit my line like, hey, nigga, call me. I call him like, yo, what's up? He like, man, I'm with Rico right now, man. Like, don't go on the air and say that. Can we explain our side of the story? That's when I started realizing, like, okay, this a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody might want to get at you or have a conversation about what you do or what you about to do. What happened is they didn't have all Rico money. So Rico then went to another spot. So bro was like, before you go on the air and shoot that pistol off at him, at least and I was like, okay. And then me and Rico ended up having a rapport, and like then I had the interviews with him, and then me and him exchanged information. So then it was a different rapport. But normally you would shoot off and you don't get no fucks.
So y'all don't know who Chad Roper is.
Rico got rough.
Go look him up.
Hey, Rico got a rough rapport in this city, bro.
Here's the funny thing. So when me and him did our interview, like we went in on that, and I forward that email, that link to y'all so y'all can see. I had him tell his side of his story for once and for all. I was like, we got to get it, because me and him had met on previous occasions. I'm gonna be honest, our interactions wasn't the best.
I need that. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So like the first time I ever met bro, but I had to. This is what I realized the more I got into this industry. Like I'm not an industry person, but I'm in it. I realized like you can't think how you think, and you got to think for another person sometimes. First time I ever met bro, right? I don't know if y'all remember a couple years back, he did that event where he brought Nelly and Brandy to town.
Yep.
Okay, he did it at the warehouse.
At the warehouse.
Yep. So I remember I was at that event. Brandy and I had met before. I did Brandy intro at a concert. Brandy remembered me. It'd be crazy sometimes how you be like, how you remember people?
Hey, bro,
Brandy saw me in the club.
If we ever get on, she is not coming to our show.
Bullshit.
Because of me. She
Nigga.
go, no, if she listen back to some of the shit I just said.
See,
about
that's what I'm
Brandy.
saying. But
I'm going
Hey,
to
Eric,
bat for Brandy.
Hey, that's
but Brandy a whole fucking legend. Like
yeah, legend.
Brandy a whole
Dangerous.
legend. Stop it, the vehicular thing. You ain't talking about Dante Starworth.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck Dante.
You ain't talking about Ray. You ain't talking about Ray Lewis hiding suit coats.
Hey, first of all, I do talk about Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is the only homicidal Super Bowl winner.
No,
Who else?
Aaron Hernandez.
Well, he dead now, and we know he did it. Ray got away with that and then won a Super Bowl.
But
how you kill a nigga and go win a Super Bowl?
But the thing
doing
that,
a dance.
but again, I had to realize that I can't hold grudges, right?
It's the murder dance.
Brandy walked over to me, showed love, gave me a hug. Hey, how you been doing? Nelly walked over, and like these people are people. Nelly, like, what up, bro? Like, never had met Nelly. They was all cool. Rico was very cold me that day. Like, I remember talking to him. I passed him like a flyer or something I was promoting at the time. Rico like shook my hand, like lifted the flyer, threw that motherfucker. Like, man, I ain't trying to. So that at that time I was salty at him. Now as I got older and I'm in the industry, I'm like, imagine me, and I'm not his level, but I'm like, imagine me being at an event, me meeting somebody, they talking to me, they shake my hand, they give me a flyer. That might not have been the right way to do that. maybe that person is not in that mode right now. I wouldn't have did what he did, but it's approach.
I mean, but it's still a level of respect.
Sure,
and I feel like no matter how high you are or how low you are, if man to man, don't disrespect.
Of course, but listen. So that's the first time we interacted. That wasn't that great. So I think the next time I see him, I remember it was like real brief. And this crazy thing is like me and C-Note have more of a rapport. And at one point they wasn't rocking. But like I had a rapport with him, but I never was like, well, let me get to him through you.
Right.
Me and O good. Him and DJ O is real tight. I never was like, let me get to him through you. I was always like, if this gonna happen,
let it happen.
At some point, what I'm doing in the city, bro, gonna have to know me. And we gonna have to cross paths. Like, if you from Milwaukee and you doing things, at a certain point, I was like, whether you in the city doing it or you leave, if I keep grinding, you gonna figure out or hear about me. So I'm like, at some point, bro, gonna have to know who I am. So the next time he come back for Hip Hop Week. When Khalif Khalif have me do the keynote. Rico did the keynote address, but I was the host for it. So that was our next time, like formally talking. So I'm just backstage with him, Chad with him. So Chad like, yeah, this my little man, this promise. So he like, what's up, bro? I'm like, what's good? I'm like, I'm gonna do your intro, anything you need me to say, whatever. Like, nah, we good. So I do his intro. He talking some shit that day. That's when he kind of started opening up about the discourse between him and Milwaukee. So he talked a little bit about, and that day he apologized. He's like, I want to apologize to Milwaukee because I let a few individuals make me have a distaste for the city, and this niggas don't have nothing to do with it. Some niggas is just now being born and rapping and don't know nothing about what was going on, and I was salty at the city for these people, and I was like, well, fuck them then. So he apologized at the thing, then he came on the air, he did an apology on the air. But still, me and him didn't have that one-on-one yet. So that day, I'm talking to him. After the event, we walking. Some little niggas walking up asking, can they rap for him and shit? Me and him just walking and talking. He like, come on, let's walk. So I said, listen, bro, I didn't ask for his phone number. I said, listen, I have something that I want to present to you. I want to talk to you about. I said, what's the best way to sit down and talk to you about something? Like, how should I present it? I'm like, do you have an email address? Is it somebody else I can contact? You know, your people? How do we go about it? He's like, pull your phone out. He's like, man, just take my email. This is my personal email. Just hit me. All right, bet. Get the email. Send the nigga a couple emails. I don't hear shit from him. Send Chad the email. Chad get back to me like, yeah, bro, this shit smooth. Like, Rick hit you? I'm like, hell no. I'm like, and again, I'm not trying to press him to be like, tell that nigga to call me. He's not getting back at me. Whatever. So you fast forward a whole year later. This time, Buddy finna come to town to do a book bag drive with us. Well, my Stockton went up a little bit in the city. So now he remember me from the thing I hosted. Now he's seeing me. So now he see me. He like, oh, what up? Because I'm like, Rico, he's like, bro, I know who you are. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we chopping it up. I said, listen, man, I want to have you do I want to have a convo with you to where we can like talk about some shit. Like I don't want to do it on the air. Like I want to have a convo with you and we can chop it up and put some on the air, but I want to sit down with you and have a whatever. So it's still like trying to wiggle to get to him. Like ain't nothing really coming through. So I just this the only time I sent word to somebody. I said, yo, tell bro when he come to town, let me know if he got 20 minutes. We set something up. I just want to holler at him. Oh, hit me like that nigga said, call him yourself. Rico sent the number. See what I'm saying? So it's like all these different occasions. I could have just been like, man, F dude. I just was like, you know what? I'm me. He don't know me yet. You might be you, but like you don't know the type of caliber cat I am that I ain't that off-brand dude. You could rock with me. Then he sent a number. And I mean, he sent the real number. Not the fuck off number. He sent the line. That Miami phone number. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I ain't know if he gonna ask. Nah, he on the voicemail. So I leave him a voicemail. I'm like, this prime is just trying to tap up. Let me know what you could do. He sent a text like, I'm in the lab or something right now. Like, I get at you later. So he hit me back. He like, what time you need me to pull up? Well, whatever. We set something up. When I say that this man was early, I thought he was gonna be Hollywood come late. He was ready. I wasn't ready. I still had the cat setting up the cameras. He's like, it's cool. I could wait. I said, nah, bro, I don't want to disrespect you how you wait. He said, man, you good, bro. I could chill. I could wait. He had like 2 cats with him. He like, we could sit down. He had I don't know if y'all know who D-Town is. Okay. D-Town was with him.
Okay.
And one of his OGs from Atlanta was with him. Okay. So there was just the 3 of them. So they chilling, they waiting. My guy's trying to set up the cameras and everything. So he like, we can do this, it's whatever. He like, I'm here for you. Bro, he stayed there with me for almost 2 hours. We recorded for like an hour. Then he stayed after shooting the shit, just talking shit or whatever. So when I opened him up to have the conversation, I'm just like I didn't attack him because certain niggas was like, did you get at that nigga? And I'm like, listen, bro, it's for net. Like, bro, I'm trying to be on some Black Larry King shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm trying to have a legacy set to where when people want to open up and talk, we gotta sit down. I'm Barbara Walters, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to sit down with Promise. We want to talk about whatever we do. So I'm like, I ain't gonna attack homie. I want to give him a chance to tell his side of the story, and whether I agree or disagree, let him have that platform. Then we can build a rapport.
Because
so
people from here feeling away,
feeling tight about him.
Like, it's a lot of people. Like, and it was so crazy because, like I said, when we first heard about Rico, like, nigga, I was still in like high school, college, like beginning of college. So it was like, damn, like, this nigga from Milwaukee, like, why everybody? And then you start to hear the different stories, and you like, well, you know, it's two sides to every story, and then it's the truth.
Right. But he basically
never heard him talk about it.
Right.
But like, a lot of people felt the way when he go on places and be like, well, I'm not from Milwaukee, I'm from Atlanta, or he said that. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. The first time I ever got really pissed at bro, and I ain't bring it up in an interview. I left it alone. It was old, but I'll never forget. Twice he did the Breakfast Club, right? The first time he was there. And I remember like Charlamagne doing this little intro, and he was like, New York's fine, you know, New York's on, Harlem's on. Rico didn't correct him. Now, if you know Rico real history, his pop is from New York. Yeah. His mom's is here. You know what I'm saying? He went to school at FAMU in Florida, and then he used to stay down in Atlanta. So, bro is a hybrid.
The Rufus King.
No, but he a Milwaukee. Yeah, he from here.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But you know what I'm saying? So, like, I didn't like that he didn't correct bro. You know what I'm saying? Then the next time he was on the Breakfast Club, when the Breakfast Club really first started branding here in Milwaukee, Rico did the show. They did a live Breakfast Club from Milwaukee. Rico was there, and I remember they asked him on the air, like, where you get the most love at? Like, and like I felt like he jacked him, was like, yeah, Milwaukee. So now Milwaukee is the crib, but when you was on the show in New York with them, you didn't correct him. So like, I felt a certain type of way about that. But when he broke down like his side of the story, he felt like he was coming back and doing things in the city, and it wasn't being reciprocated. So his side of it was like, yo, I got niggas telling me they gonna rob me. He like, I got niggas saying, yo, you come to that club tonight, nigga, we gonna rob your ass. We gonna shoot this club up, nigga. Like, niggas feeling like a certain type. He like, damn, he like, I'm an R&B. You know, he's like, I'm writing R&B records. He like, I was rapping at the time, but he's like, I wasn't that kind of rapper. He like, so where is this?
I was the fun rapper.
Right.
Like,
he's like, so niggas saying they wanna rob me. And I ain't gonna lie, before I met him, I did hear stories of certain people trying to stick bro up. For his jury and shit. So he's saying, he's attesting like, bro, this is true. Like, his mama still in here. His sister still in here. Bro, family still based here. And he like, yo, motherfuckers is like, you come to that club tonight, we finna shoot that shit up. If you move whatever, and feeling like he's supposed to be doing more. But like, I don't know if y'all know who MJ is. MJ was a singer he had from Milwaukee. And he was like, bro, and I don't know what happened with him and Pizzle, but you know, him and Pizzle or Sherrod Slum.
It was the Pizzle situation.
But here's his argument though. He did co-sign Tay Gutter before Tay died.
Yeah.
So he's saying like, damn, nigga. He like, bro, I was rocking with people. You know what I'm saying? He like, I just wasn't maybe doing it when people felt I should have did it or how they wanted me to do it. He's like, but behind the scenes, he's like, I was doing giveaways, I was pulling up, I was doing this different stuff. He's like, the energy wasn't reciprocated. He said, so I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of salty. He said, then I got rich. He said, so that's what happened. I didn't have money at first, so then I was upset. Why do my city don't like me? Why Milwaukee not rocking with me? I cared. He said, I kept working, kept getting money. It's easy to not give a fuck. I'm just gonna go down here to Miami. I'm gonna go down here in Atlanta.
All right, well, yeah, like, y'all don't fuck with
I'm
me.
out.
All right, I'm out.
And he was like, but I missed opportunities. You know, he's like, I missed that opportunity to build rapport and to help the next wave. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of get how he missed the opportunity. But at the same time,
that's online? It's on YouTube? I need that.
But at the same time, just like a Tony Neal, right? With like T. Neal creating Core. Certain people feel a certain way about Tony Neal. Certain people like him. Here's what I say about him. I have a ton of respect for anybody from Milwaukee who's done something, right? But what I say is like this, and I told Rico this. I said it's about resources. You can leave and go and do whatever you want with your money. I can't tell nobody how to move. But the reason there's no industry here is because people who do things that are dope get plucked from here and don't come back.
And act like they not, or
they not from, right? People start acting like they're from somewhere else. So I'm like, if you bring resources back, you can help it grow and help people get better. Can't tell you what to do with your bread, but you know what I'm saying? It's how you can move. So for me, like, Tony Neal did his work. I can't knock him, bro. But personally, I know some people don't move with bro. But I would just say this about him. Think about his side.
You know two very close that don't.
Yes. but here's what I'll say about him, though.
Because I just found out about that shit.
Yes. But here's what I say about him. I say this. Can you imagine being the first person from anywhere to do something?
Yeah.
See, we don't think about that. Like I said, just think of being significant, right? You the first person from somewhere to, like right now, what's little bro from Louisville, Jack Harlow? Jack Harlow really like the first rapper popping from Louisville. You had Bryson Tiller on the R&B tip, but like Louisville wasn't known for like
for that.
artists,
For
right?
artists, right, yeah.
So and now you got the dude Yo Gotti just signed, ESTG. So now they got like an artist community. But imagine like the type of either love or backlash they're getting right now. Because they're the first person from that market making it. So Milwaukee has had a lot of successes, but Milwaukee also has been often overlooked. So when you're the first person to do it from somewhere, the expectations are different.
Yeah, I can't sit here and jack like there probably wasn't a large amount of expectations out of Rico Love. Like when they found out he was on, you know what I'm saying? It's expected. You know what I'm saying? Like
you supposed to do, or why don't you?
But
nobody think about this. Charity begins at home. How can I help you until I put myself?
I gotta finish first.
Yes.
I gotta finish my race. So then I can tell you how to run.
And also, what are you doing to help the situation? It's not just, hey, dog, like y'all podcast popping. I see y'all from afar and I want to get into podcasting. Hey, man, why don't y'all put me on or add me to the show or like show me how to do something? Well, hold on. What are you working on your own to where you can add value to this and then I can add value to you?
We literally just did episode.
You can't just be doing nothing and expecting somebody to be like, yeah, man, put me. Like somebody saying, P, I want to get in the radio. Why you ain't trying to help nobody? Bro, if I don't continue to keep knocking down barriers and doing all the shit that I went through, how can I make the road easier for you?
Yeah, like
nobody paved this shit for me.
Like that's what I said last week. I'm like, fam, I can't help you with your dream when mine ain't complete. I can give you some tidbits.
Yeah.
I can tell you, hey, go record that shit and put it out. You know, everything will come. I can't sit here and tell you how we did it.
I can't walk you through it.
I can't walk you
but
through
at the same
it
time,
like step by step. I can help when I can.
Right.
But I got a life doing this.
But on the flip side, don't be a hoe ass nigga.
Oh, never a
See,
hoe
it's
ass
twofold.
nigga.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
like, no, like, because if anybody call me about podcasting, I help as much as I can. But I can't, like, when it comes to this, and I feel like even in the radio game, you can't teach a motherfucker personality.
No, you can't.
You can't teach a motherfucker to connect. You can't teach a motherfucker, like, you can't teach a motherfucker your path and what you went through.
Right.
Like,
you can't teach passion.
You can't teach passion. I can't teach you to love this shit.
Right.
So, what are you coming with? Are you coming with a passion? Are you coming with a personality? Because if you come with all that, it's very simple for me to tell you, hey, keep grinding, find a lane.
And work ethic.
Here's where I start. I started here. See if they have some openings. I can't walk you into those rooms yet because I don't even fully have the keys. Right. But I can tell you that's where you need to knock. I can tell you that when you do get a chance to be in these rooms, don't be a bitch.
And stop just being mad if, something don't go your way. Absolutely. So artists too, or creatives or whoever, we got to sometimes take a step back. That's why I said and look at the other person's side. You can't always just be like, oh, well, it didn't go the way I wanted it to, so dude, weak. Yeah, so that's why I told y'all, like, there's times where I probably should have or could have been mad how things happened. Then other times I understood, like, because now I'm in these positions. Right? Like, I get it. Like, I'm not always able to answer a DM. I'm not always able to answer an email or see somebody in person and react right away. Or it might not be that moment. So I'm like, okay, let me respect this person's space. But at the same time, I'm doing just like when I met Charlamagne. I met homie on multiple occasions. And like, I didn't try to just pick his brain right away. I just kept the conversation general at first. First thing he said to me, he's like, dog, what shift you got? I told him. He said, man, I remember that shift. I had that shift. I said, word? He said, yeah, man, keep going, bro. Next time I met him, I was on 7 days a week. He's like, oh, word? You didn't came up? And he remembered me. I was in New York. I was at Power. He walked right up. Promise, what up? I said, dog, you remember me? He like, yeah, I remember you worked V100 in Milwaukee. What's good? So we talking. Then the next time I seen him, he was back in Milwaukee. And he was like, dog, what up? You good? You good? So the next time I see him, I say, what's up, bro? I'm competition with you technically now. I got a morning show now. So I would love to run into him again and be like, when you first met me, I was doing weekends. And you say, like, now I'm trying to follow you. So I admire and respect him. At the same time, I'm not going to be like, well, the nigga ain't give me no gems, or he ain't do my show, and he ain't do this, so man, it's fucked up. No, I'm like, listen, you have to respect people in their pockets, and also don't put people in these certain lights. Yeah, if you don't have expectations, was he cool?
He was cool. He was cool. Like, he was cooler than Andy Schultz.
Oh, Andrew was tripping? When y'all
not necessarily tripping him. Like, he just wasn't as personable. I feel like Charlamagne was more like, what's good, fam? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of understanding of
the grind.
And I felt that from him. Like, and I'm not saying Andrew Schultz was even rude or a dick. Like, you know, I ain't got no bad.
Right.
But, you know, you can just tell.
He wasn't as welcoming.
You can tell when a motherfucker is business and when it's personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker, hey, how you doing? All right, glad you're here. Let's get this photo. You know, where Charlamagne was like, oh, what's good, fam? How y'all doing, bro?
And I think, too, like, you catch people in pockets. Like, I've met people before where it wasn't a great interaction one time, right? And then I run into him again and it's love. So I'm like, well, maybe you was just in that mode that day. Because I've met certain artists multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been in this long enough to where it comes circle. Like, I done ran into people again.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes the energy be good, and other times you be like, man, bro was acting like a, you know what I'm saying?
What was he on today?
But you just don't. But like sometimes I don't even call cats out about it. Like I remember when I met when I first met B.O.B. Dude was acting like a mark when I first met him. And at the time, you know, he still was Grand Hustle. Philly was doing a lot of videography for Tip and all of them.
Yeah.
So he had Philly with him. So I'm like, Philly, like, what up, Pete? I'm like, I know who you with. I'm not an off-brand guy. I'm backstage, clearly. So I'm somebody. And he just was kind of like real standoffish. I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, yeah, what up? Like, I'm like, hey, when you get a sec, I'm like, we can use some drops or whatever for the station. He just kind of like brushed me off real cold. Fast forward time at the V, I run into him. We chopping it up. It's like this. We do the interview with me, him, and his guy. We just in there shooting shit, talking shit, cracking jokes, talking about bras and everything. Then at the end, he was like, hey, bro, nice to see you again. I said, so you do remember me? He said, yeah, I remember you. So I'm like,
so why was you?
Why was you acting like why was you acting like a mark? But he was on his way out the door at that point, so I was like, it is what it is. But like I said, bro, I learned in this business, I don't take shit personal with these artists or anybody. Cause like unless I expect something of you, I'm like, man, they just people. You could be rich and be a lame. You could be famous and be a mark.
I hate rich lame.
You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, same with these female artists. Like, I'm not gonna kiss nobody's ass. I'm gonna give you love and I'm gonna give you respect. But like, I'm somebody too. Like, I'll tell y'all my Cardi B story. So I was supposed to interview Cardi. Man, we all know, besides Megan and Nicki, you know what I'm saying? Cardi the biggest motherfucking female to be in rap in the last 10, 15 years.
Fact.
So Cardi was just coming up. Bodak Yellow, put like this. Bodak Yellow hadn't took off yet. Okay?
Wow.
So Bodak Yellow hadn't took off yet.
Uh-huh.
Cardi supposed to come to the station. Betty say, hey, you want to interview Cardi B tomorrow. So at the time, I don't really watch Love and Hip Hop like that. I just pay attention to what I need to because of my job. So I hit a couple female friends I know. I'm like, I know the name. I'm like, I ain't registering right now. I'm like, who is Cardi? She's like, oh, you know, the little loud one that be on the. I said, okay,
Yeah,
got you.
because actually her YouTube videos popped off.
Her Instagram popped off first.
Was it Instagram?
Yeah. So at the time, she had the what's the joint she had with Offset, the Lick record. So she had Lick, a couple other songs that wasn't really hitting or whatever. So I'm doing my little research on her. I'm like, cool, I got an interview tomorrow. So Betty was like, hey, if you want anybody to pull up at the station like they want, they can come through. So my one homie, he loved with Cardi. So I said, bro, you can pull up. You want to meet her? Told my homegirl she could meet her who do hair. So I'm like, cool. I get to the station. I'm supposed to be there like 2:30 to interview Cardi. Bro, it's 3:30. Cardi ain't here yet. So I'm trying to be patient, you know what I'm saying? But at 5, I'm supposed to be in Brown Deer to do a cricket opening. Now, y'all know how far Brown Deer is from where V100 is.
Right.
V100 on Howard 100 and Howard.
Yeah.
Brown Deer is a hike. So I'm like, yo, I hope she can. Bro, it's 4 o'clock. She still ain't here. So Belle's like, well, I know you got to get to that event, but you want to just hold on tight for the interview. I'm like, I'm trying to stick around. I want to interview her, but I'm like, yo, what's going on? So, bro, it's probably like 4:30. Now I'm pushing it because I got to get to Brown Deer. So I'm like, yo, Bells, I'm like, I can't wait no more. My homie hit it. He like, no, I got to go to work. I want to meet her, but not that bad.
Right.
He leave. Bro, I kid y'all not. I walk to the parking lot. As I'm walking to the parking lot, the Benz Sprinter is pulling in the parking lot.
And you saw it.
I'm walking to my car. No, I actually seen her. I stood and waited. I waited. Assistant come off. Cardi walk off. Cardi is standing. So where this door is and where me and Cardi are that far apart. I see her walk off the thing. I look right at her. I hit the alarm on my shit and I pulled off. Pulled off. And people be like, do you regret not? No. Because if you don't respect my time, I don't respect yours either. Would it have been great for me to have a Cardi B interview? Sure. Especially right before Bodak Yellow took off. But at the end of the day, it's like this. Sweetheart, I understand you're an artist and you got things you got to do, but you told us 2 o'clock. I'm cool with 15 minutes late. I'm cool with a half hour late. Even if you call and say we running an hour late. But with no communication, I thought that was foul. So Reggie ended up interviewing her and I hit it. So funny thing is, the record at the time, like I said, they wasn't really hitting like that. So Reg's like, man, that shit whack. Like them songs ain't hitting or whatever. Fast forward, nigga, Bodak Yellow come out. She out of here. So she come back to the city. Cause she had been here plenty times. Yeah. They had her in El Greco's and shit. For real, no cap. Cardi B was in El Greco's. You can find the video somewhere online. Cardi went to El Greco's. No bullshit.
That's funny as
they
fuck.
Had Cardi in El Greco's. But
took her to the hood.
Took her to the hood, bro. But then when she came back, this time she was big. I don't know if y'all heard the story about when Karan Butler had to help her get that plane. Okay, so that time when she came to the club, so what's that studio that's right next to the 8? Them cats got that studio down there on Water Street. It's like right next to the A. It's a studio inside there.
I didn't know it's a studio there,
Yeah.
but I didn't know.
So I'm there that day. It's funny. I'm outside that studio with what's his name? My man from the Bucks, Joe Brown.
Joe Brown.
So me, Joe Brown, and it's funny because now he at the other news station. Salute to
Sterling?
Joe. No, Joe. It was Joe.
Joe, okay.
So it's me, Joe. It's a random bunch of people. I don't know why we're all together. This is a random ensemble of us. So at the time, Joe had never met me. He like, oh, dog, you Promise from the radio. I'm like, yeah, you the dude from the Bucks. So we just chopping it up. He like, man, I'm a fan of you. I'm like, I'm a fan of you. So we just chopping it up. Mind you, everybody in line trying to get into the 8. Cardi not there yet. We hear the story about him trying to get her the plane or whatever. So Reggie in there. Now I already know if I make a call, I could come in the club. But part of me is like, do you really want to? I'm like, yeah, I want to meet, but I'm like, man, I'm not salty, but I'm just like, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people be like, dog, do you regret not getting the Cardi interview or how you handle it? I said, no, listen, I'm sure if I keep doing what I'm doing, me and that girl gonna cross paths again. I done met a lot of people second time. So I'm like, I'm sure I'll meet her again.
Right.
And I'm like, it's nothing personal, but at the end of the day, this is a business. And if I'm expected to be somewhere at a certain time, that's what it is. And you as an artist, you can be late, but just communicate. Like the latest interview I ever had, Wale, when I tell you about that, Wale then was probably like, them niggas drove from Chicago. Bro, they probably was like 2.5 hours late for the interview. But the label rep was in communication with me the whole time.
So you knew everything.
Then she pulled up with me. She sat at the station with me and was like, hey, they went to go grab some shoes for the concert. Now they here. She was giving me a play-by-play of what he was doing.
So you didn't feel like you was
No,
getting
so
played,
even though
it
he was
just-
late,
yeah.
I'm like, somebody's communicating.
Somebody's here talking to me, and I'm not feeling like I'm
and
getting
they're
the
waiting
truth.
too. The lady from Atlantic is sitting here
Right,
waiting
she
with her daughter.
She like, hey fam, it's not just you.
She like, I'm here too. We don't know where this nigga is either. So by the time he got there, you know what I'm saying? But then, but everybody be Hollywood. Like, he pull up in his tour bus and some assistants come off. And they like, hey man, you got coffee? I'm like, man, it's 7 o'clock at night. Like, what you want some coffee for? Man, we went on the road. Funny thing is, Ross was in Chicago with him. Them niggas went to work out that morning. So he like, yeah, man, he needs some coffee. He need to kind of wake up. I take his assistant in the kitchen. I'm like, well, I'm not making no fucking coffee. I'm like, but there's some coffee in here. You can make it for the nigga. So she made Wale some coffee. She go back on the bus to give him the coffee. Then his other guy come off. Hey, bro, can I pee? Take him to the bathroom. Oh, man, that's some nice Air Max, bro. Appreciate it. I'm like, I'm see you got some shit on. So we just talking shit. He like, yeah, man, he gonna be a minute. I'm like, okay, you already late. Now you drinking coffee, smoking weed. Your equilibrium gonna be off with the weed and the coffee. You know what I'm saying? But by the time he finally got off, like I said, the homie was cool. So I'm not mad at artists. They gotta move how they gotta move. But my thing is like, we deserve respect too. Like you said, y'all put y'all pants on one at a time. Y'all human beings
Still
just
a
like
respect
us.
issue.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, man, that's the if I got one thing from this whole thing with you, bro, you definitely are you are what I hope to be if I ever get in a position where I can just focus because it's hard. Like, bro, like as a regular nigga, bro, you hate to feel like a nigga Hollywooding you or any of that shit, man. But promise we're gonna wrap the show up, bro.
No, go ahead, man. I know we didn't went over our time limit.
No, we don't have no fucking time limit. Like, I can let you talk all day if you want to continue.
So I said the landlord is beating on the...
No, I was just saying because, we want to bring you back.
Oh,
you
man,
got the morning show.
Yeah,
so it's like, bro, shit. Your sweats and suits and promise gonna be...
That's listen, man, like I said, everything, that's the thing, too. Y'all got me in here fresh. Like, everything is new. Like, I've been over there this January. Man, I've been over there a month.
Man, I'm happy.
I only been on the air probably a few weeks now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just happy for you.
We ain't even rolled out my whole morning show yet. I just got some imaging and shit a couple days ago. Everything is, it's new.
Listen, you don't owe us nothing, bro. You came and gave us more than nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? That I would feel like you know what I'm saying? Like you're good. Nigga, like if you need us, bro, like whatever. Like
I said, listen, man. Let me give y'all flowers because, like I said, a lot of people are trying to do podcasting now or web shows and a lot of different things, but everybody don't have the real desire, the hunger for it. I know it's a lick. It's like this the new music, right? Like everybody want to rap or whatever. This is the new lick. Everybody wanted, especially during quarantine. Oh, niggas was doing podcasts on the toilet.
Oh my god,
you know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to do it, and I'm like, I get it, but it's like
talking. Man.
Yes, it's like you have to do it the right way and know what you're doing and know how you present it. So I salute how y'all doing. Like I said, I watched y'all from afar. And like I said, I like how y'all was moving. And I had heard y'all name before I had even checked y'all. Like I had heard people talking about y'all joint. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, these cats must be moving. So I salute that because we doing it in different avenues.
Too big to blush, bro.
No, it's stupid. So I appreciate y'all giving me this platform because a lot of times people don't get a chance to know who we really are. Like,
That's a fact.
I tell niggas, I'm in radio, but I'm not a radio nigga.
Man.
Like, if you get a chance to know me, man, I'm regular
When I
as
found
shit.
out this nigga could play football, bro, it kind of fucked my mind up.
Like, bro, I'm regular
Why
as
just click, folks, from the Thanksgiving game?
Yes, folks.
Big
this
fact.
nigga's nice.
Big fact.
He's good. And
Big
it
facts.
kind of fucked me up.
Big fact.
Because now I feel like at some point in my life, I'm going to have to tackle this nigga.
And a wave cap on?
Man, at some point, I'm going to have to tackle this nigga.
But that's why I always tell
Like,
people,
I'm going to
like,
have to hit this nigga at some point in my life, bro. Like, I can't let you just, you know.
we don't get a chance to show people, like, you know, who we really are. Like, and I know, like, no knock to anybody else in radio, but a lot of these guys in radio, I got respect for, but people don't be approachable. And they don't be transparent. And I realized when I got to the V, when people would, like, meet me or holler at me, they always used to be like, dawg, you cool or you regulars? And I'm like, what you thought I was going to be? And they be like, oh, well, so-and-so.
Thought you was going to be like them other niggas.
They be like,
That
people
ain't
be
it.
curving, acting funny. And I remember meeting a little dude in H&M one day. He was asking me about music. I chopped it up with him for 20 minutes, gave him some pointers and told him what he needed. You know what I'm saying? And then he emailed me the record. He's like, dawg, you took the time to talk. I said, listen, if I got time and I can help somebody be a better version of themselves, I will, because I'm from the city and I care about the culture.
That's
like,
right.
I got a job to do, but I'm from the same soil as y'all. Like, I rock with it. So, like, if I could help somebody grow and get better, I will. Like, how many times have I played, like, niggas records without even knowing niggas?
Right. That's a fact.
Like, on some like, most cats in my position would do favoritism. I'm only playing my guys in my circle. Bro, I was playing to the trap cats, to the rap cats, to gospel, to R&B.
Yeah.
I was playing everybody in the
As
city.
long as it was from the streets.
And as
Boy,
long as it
yeah.
was radio edited, I got you. Because I was like, yo, people deserve looks. It was people who I had never met ever. And I was playing it. Come on, dude. How many records I done played with you on it? How many records with you, Drolix, and all, you know what I'm saying? And me and Drolix got the same damn birthday. And rest in peace, his brother. But he was like, bro, you your birthday September too? We all got the same. But it's like, I didn't even know cats. But I was watching y'all move. And I was like, okay. Or somebody had sent it to me. And I'm like, Drolix, send me a radio edit. Or Drolix was emailing me and hitting me, and I was like, okay, I got you. Then he sent me some more Dooch records. And I'm like, okay, then, and me and Rizzy good. So then when Rizzy and him was doing records, I'm like, Rizzy, you know, you ain't got to even act.
Man, them niggas.
But like I said, but again, it wasn't just favoritism. Like, it was like,
It was just.
and the
how it
records
worked
are
out.
dope on top of that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just playing it just because. Then it was cats who I didn't even know. And I'm like, send it over. And I already know how difficult it was. There's no knock to GA because that's my dude now. But when GA was hosting Heat from the Street, shit, good luck. I'm for real, and that's
Good
my
luck,
man.
yeah.
But good luck. When Knowledge and them had it, good luck. And Knowledge was cool people, but like, it was like cutting through tape with them. They was only playing people who they rocked
Rock
with.
with, yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
You couldn't get through. And I kept saying, if I ever get
Get
this
that
shot,
motherfucker, yeah.
I want to open it up. Because the city need to hear different shit. Everybody don't sound
I
the
fuck
same.
with that. But that's the thing, bro. That's why, like I said, when it comes to you, bro, like especially after meeting you and realizing how cool you was and shit.
Appreciate it.
Like ain't no Hollywood shit, like ain't no fake
Never.
shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, this nigga cool as a bitch, man. I hope I can work with him, like even if you just came on a show, whatever. Like
anything, bro.
Like I got a couple ideas to pitch to you at some
Sure.
point. Like just because, you know, where it don't necessarily have to include you, just your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But it's a lot of shit like where you can't get in touch with motherfuckers from the city, and I feel like, you know, this like people are literally starting to talk about 105.7. Like you're starting to see more statuses.
Sure.
You're starting to see people notice it, and it's like, hey fam, they did it right. I will forever say they went and got the right nigga.
And let's keep it all the way funky. Like, we ain't stupid. V100 is established.
Yeah.
We know it's going to take time. Like, this time next year, it's still going to be somebody like, it's a new station?
Hey, man,
it's always going to
if
take
you want to
time.
ride on V100, let's
No,
ride.
listen, it's people who still think I'm there. Like,
That's
no cap.
funny as a bitch.
Listen, during Juneteenth, I went out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like, Juneteenth, when they painted the Black Lives mural over there on MLK
Yeah.
by Burger King. I went out there just to show love. Now, I don't know, I'm me. I just went out there just to support. I was riding around that day, and I was like, I just want to be around some energy for the city of what's going on, everything in the country. So I just went down and just watched the folks paint. I'm just chilling. Couple people talking to me, I'm just vibing. And it's funny, this one lady, she didn't know who I was, and she was like, baby, would you be willing to do a little testimonial? We just interviewing people about how they feel about George Floyd or what's going on in Milwaukee and just black history. Juneteenth. I'm like, no problem. So I do a little thing for her, whatever. She's like, thank you, very well spoken. What's your name? I said, Promise. She was like, wait a minute. From the radio station? I said, yeah. She's like, why you ain't say that? I said, because that's not important. You came to talk to me about, I'm not here on that. So then she was like, boy, I listen to you every day. And in my head, I'm like, Cap, it's June. baby, I've been off the radio since like February. So in my head, but I had to realize it's brand recognition.
Yeah.
In her mind, it doesn't matter.
Mind, you could have been gone for a year. In her mind, all she can hear is
that's him
Thomas on the radio.
Yeah.
He on the radio.
Right.
So like she thinks she's still listening to you probably, but she just never caught your voice in a while.
And in my head, I'm thinking like, man, I've been on ice for just like now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people who have to figure out when they cut that on that it's not V100. Like they might be like, oh, I thought I was listening to. So we know it's gonna take time to build it up, but we appreciate y'all rocking with us. And to me, it's a win-win. Like if you're an artist in the city now, this is a win, right? No knock to them, but like you don't have to just rely on them. When we create, and I got some ideas, some things I want to create. I'm not trying to redo Heat from the Street, but I got some ideas, some things I want to do to help the artists in the city. So when we get shit like that popping off, I'm going to tell cats like on the back end, I'm not going to say it on the air because I got a job. Yeah. But on the back end, I'm going to be like, bro, make sure you send your records still to Reggie or to whoever. Make sure you get them to Homer and these people. Like, to me as an artist, you have a relationship with everybody. You can have personal relationships who you rock with, but as an artist, you're supposed to be neutral. Mm-hmm. Don't be a dick rider, but don't be curving people either. You're supposed to be trying to get your records to all the avenues as possible. Same with podcasts. You should be trying to get to everybody as possible. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have more of a love and affinity for different people, that's different. Some people be in our stuff and be like, y'all better than them. Or like, I'm like, look, I see it on IG or people call up to the, I'm like, listen, we're not going to do that. Like, I have a ton of respect for Reggie Brown. That's the OG. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't going to...
You'll smoke that.
Listen, there's one thing y'all never hear. Y'all will never hear me shit
I'm joking, Reggie.
On that station or any of them publicly. Yeah. Whether we had grievances, disagreements, or whatever. Right. Reggie was one of the first niggas to text me and say, congratulations, morning, man. He's one of the first ones. That's because fire. He still saw... He That's like, fire. Bro, he like, you stupid if you don't... Me going up back over there, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. When they try to give me to come back, the cats who work with me now, one of the higher-ups, bro said to me, he said, so I heard they trying to get you back. This is before I signed anything. I said, yeah. He was like, and Reggie called me one day too. Reggie like, hey, you signed anything? and I was like, no, OG, I ain't signed it. He's like, man, trying to get you back over here. I was like, yeah, somebody else trying to get me too. But I was just keeping it real G. So the homie from Atlanta, he was like, hey, he said, I already know who trying to get you back. Because I wasn't telling nobody. He said, I know who it is. I know it's I heard. I said, yeah, man. I said, you know, ex-girlfriend, see I might be getting ready to get a new thing, and, you know, they offering the situation. He said, listen, he said, you can go back over there. He said, that's cool. He said, a couple people in the city will be excited. You back where you was at. It'll be a little hoopla for a little bit. He said, and then it's just going to fade. You back over there. Nothing to talk about. He said, or you come over here, and we can help make you the face of a new station.
And fuck Heat from the Street is fire from the avenue.
You know what I'm saying? You stupid. So he was like, you wanna go over there and go back to where you was at, which is cool, or you wanna come over here and you wanna be a new situation. So yeah, the risk is there. Like, yeah, it's new, it's not established, it may take time to grow. However, you can go be comfortable and go back to something you know, but where's your growth?
You can't deny it. You see the
listen,
spark.
Bro, I couldn't say, listen, they offered me a morning show. Yeah. I hate getting up early, but I couldn't say no.
I'm saying right now, as much as you saying, yeah, it's a long uphill battle, y'all off to a damn good start, folks. Like that's a great spark. That. Like just hearing the station, just the different songs y'all playing, it make you be like, damn, like wow, I forgot about this track. Oh, okay.
Because we mixing up like the throwbacks with the current. Like we playing everything that's current, everybody who you can think of. But then, like you said, we playing Crucial Conflict. We playing Pac. You know what I'm saying? We playing Jay-Z Hard Not Life. Like, we playing like, damn, I ain't heard this in a minute.
Shit come on, and you be like, damn.
Sometimes I be in the studio like, nigga, what? Like, I'm about to call him like, hey, why we playing this, bro? Like, why is this on right now? But, like you said, I just think it's a great avenue for the city. It's something different. And like I said, bro, I still wish V100 the best. I'm not like this. I want us to dethrone them and they die. No, I think they should, because as black people, it should be like New York, High 97 and Power 105. Every other metropolitan area, and Milwaukee, people don't realize, is a major metropolitan area. We do have 45-50% black people in this market. And white folks listen to black music too. So why do we not have multiple? We should have been had. Listen, when they told me what they was finna do and I sat in that office, I said, I want to applaud y'all. And the lady from Chicago was like, we looked at the market, we looked at the numbers and was like, why don't they have another station? She was like, we felt like y'all should have been had one. Of course we should have been had one. And other people tried. Like I said, Homer and them tried to do 860 FM. Yeah. When it went to Magic 102 point whatever.
Yeah, it was like 102.1.
And it was there for a minute. Because remember, Swiss Money, them had they shows at night and stuff. But like, it didn't stand. A couple other people, y'all don't understand though, the financial strain of trying to launch radio stations, bro. Like you need like a good 20 to 50,000 just to even start the ball rolling, just to even get in the conversation. Then they're trying to get a frequency.
Man,
trying to buy a frequency, then trying to get a tower,
yeah.
like, and then the FCC licenses, and like then the building. Like, I don't want to even know what our We Energy bill is. Like, think about it, all them lights and machines. Like, I don't want to know what that shit is.
Machines
then you
on
paying
it.
salaries, staff.
Oh, yeah.
So cats a lot of time be like, when we and Reggie first got laid off, everybody's like, why don't y'all just start your own radio station? I said, yeah, if he was, I'm like, if he was
Sound
Barry
good.
Gordy and I was Yeezy,
Yeah.
hell yeah, we should. But like I said, for Reggie to go back, I think that was the best way for him to end his story. Me personally,
I mean, it makes sense for him. For you, I
sure.
get it.
I don't
Yeah.
think I should have went back. I don't think it made sense for me to go back.
So since we got a radio man in here, man, give the people something to listen to, bro. What is Promise listening to?
Right now, man, it's weird. It's top of the year. So like,
See, that's where a nigga on the radio, they start saying shit like top of the year, first
he's still
quarter.
that radio jargon.
First quarter.
Like right now, I'm trying to think of the last like album that I really was rocking with. Man, you gonna make me look at my Spotify, man. Like I know when I was in the gym last night, I was listening to some old Lupe. I hadn't listened to Lupe in a minute. I had some Lupe on that Super Loop rap.
I be having mad Lupe jokes.
No, I like people like really don't realize like dude like Lupe was nice.
Lupe
you know
can
what I'm saying?
rap like
just
a
like Ace
motherfucker. I
Hood.
still feel
like
like-
people be sleeping on Ace. Like,
I still feel like he a better samurai than he is a song maker, but that's just my opinion.
man, come on, man, don't do
What?
Lupe like
He
that.
cold. That nigga. Have you seen that nigga with a sword?
Yeah, he be doing that ninja.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't rap, bro.
You know who I listen to a lot though? I listen to Gibbs a lot.
Freddie.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Freddie.
I listen to Freddie Gibbs a lot. I listen to Gibbs a lot. I actually like that last Jeezy album. I did like some of the stuff off the Recession too. I like that last Nas album, that King's Disease.
Oh, that was a fire.
Yeah, the King's Disease was hard. T.I. actually last album was actually pretty dope. Cats kind of slept on that last tip.
Hey man, I hope T.I. get up out this jam.
Yeah, I was just talking about that the other day. Hey, he might be straight though, cause girl, they fabricated some shit. She had fake accounts with those stories about the stuff that him and Tiny did. T.I. came out yesterday and like, listen, I'm gonna keep it funky. Like, we doing some freaky shit. He like, but everything legal. He like, we ain't never held nobody against their will. He like, it ain't never been on underage people. He like, me and my wife, whatever we did, he was like, it was consensual with everybody.
Right.
So he came out and finally spoke on it.
Yeah, I saw he had his. I saw he was gonna take 12 minutes to say we innocent.
Right, you already know.
Yeah,
Expeditiously. His vote.
man. A form of oblations. I actually found a track, man, by Yellow Beezy, featuring Erica Banks,
That
called
shit
Star.
smack.
That shit
Dallas.
cold, bro.
Dallas.
Like they sampled the butt. EU the
Doing
butt.
the butt.
They
Word.
sampled it. It's so fucking cold. I'll play it when we done.
Word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what you got for him?
Yeah, I listen to some of everything. Yeah, what's on y'all radar right now?
Took that one off.
Nigga, because I gave it out. Motherfucker, you was gonna try to take my shit?
I was.
You was a hoe.
But no, I'm rocking with the unspoken king of R&B right now, Eric Bellinger. He just dropped another.
I've been listening to Bellinger.
Eric
lately.
Bellinger.
Bellinger
He
nice.
dropped
I've been
another
listening
one.
to
Only
Bellinger
You.
lately.
I like when him and Wale link up.
Yeah, they got some good shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait till his new album come out.
Facts.
What's the new joint Bellinger got out right
It's
now?
called Only You, produced by Hitmaker.
Hitmaker.
It's crazy. He went from Young Bird.
I was gonna say,
to
can you
Hitmaker.
believe Young Berg is Hitmaker?
I can.
That's crazy.
He recreated
Getting
himself.
clowned and just to be like,
Still in
fuck
his
it.
transformer chain and shit.
Yeah, nigga got his whole shit snatched off, and now look at him. I'm proud of him.
No, Berg is
Nah,
nice.
man, but dog, thank you for coming through, bro. We definitely
gotta cut the
appreciate
check.
you, bro. Cut the check this week. Fuck it, man. 105.7, man. Y'all tuned into that motherfucker, dog.
Yeah,
You know
man.
What I'm saying?
And on the app, it's radio.com. So if you're not in the city and you want to
Radio.com,
vibe
you want to
out,
check it out.
yeah, radio.com. High 105.7, man. I'm on
Check
in the
out my nigga
mornings.
in the mornings, because I was listening to him this morning. We was on our way to motherfucking practice, bro.
Yeah, man. We on in the mornings, and then my man GA got the afternoons, and we cooking, man. Like I said, we just getting started, man. We
That's a
just
fact.
getting started.
Man, when they get good, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just don't try to jump on late, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like y'all knew it. We was on it, all right? You know what I'm talking about? Nah, man, but yeah, that would be my cut to check, man. My cut to check is definitely showing love to them, brother.
My cut to check is shout out to my homegirl Tiff. She has her own candle line that just came out, made with some type of different coconut scents and oils. So if you can, go shop at JohariCandleCollections.com.
Okay.
Salute.
Okay. You got to cut the check. That's kind of like our shout out segment. Something you want to bring light
word.
to, like the new state that you have.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hit up the website newstatemke.org. It's a nonprofit project that we got working on 27th and State in Milwaukee. We renovating and restoring the old building over there. It's going to be an all ages music venue, sober venue. So whether you're 17 or you're 77 and you want to come and record, you want to learn, you want to create, it's going to be a hub for you. We got some local Milwaukee artists working on murals for us on the outside of the building.
Let us know what we can do, man.
I definitely, like I said, man, it's going to be somewhere y'all be able to, once everything up and running, y'all could do a podcast inside of this studio.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll come and show some love, man. Just keep us posted. If
yeah.
you ever need us to talk to, you ever want to do anything with podcasting and just want somebody to talk, man, we with it.
Yeah, so right now we just taking donations. People can buy like the hoodie I got on, the t-shirts, we got masks, you know what I'm saying? We got everything that people can buy to help support it. NewStateMKE.org.
Y'all got fat nigga sizes?
We do. We can make it happen for you. We can do 4, we can do 5.
Yeah, all right, cracking.
Or you can hop on our Instagram. It's at NewStateMKE on our
follow
IG.
From them.
Yeah.
Follow right now, man. New State MKE. I'm finna follow it from the podcast page. We do our own stunts here.
Got you. Yeah, and it's all positive vibes. Like I said, we trying to. That area is a rough area in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? A lot of homelessness, a lot of drugs and different stuff over there. So we trying to create something over there where people can feel like
at New State.
At New State,
they used to call it the New Jack City of Milwaukee.
Big facts at New State.
At the New State.
The New State, my bad.
You got to put the in there.
My bad.
Yeah.
They didn't change it up, homie.
Yeah, see, they
at the New State.
At the.
No,
not the. It's just the at the New State though. But they definitely got they merch on here. The hoodie he's rocking is definitely dope.
Appreciate it.
So if I can get you know what I'm saying, I'd love to get the hoodie.
Yeah, we got
it's hoodie weather right now.
Yeah, we got the hoodie, and it's crazy. Just got it yesterday. I told the homie we was pushing t-shirts and masks for a while, and I was like, man, we live in Wisconsin, dog. I'm like, we better do a hoodie. And he was like, man, I got this tie-dye one. I was like, bet. So I just got this yesterday. And I told him I was gonna wear it on the podcast too. I said, man, I'm going to do the homies podcast. I said, so I'm gonna rock it that day. It's a conversation piece. So
that's what's up, man.
So that's my cut to check. Make sure y'all check out New State. We trying to do some great things in Milwaukee, and the outside portion we trying to open it up this summer 2021. Hopefully our pocket park and our outside area will be set up to where we can do outdoor events, and then hopefully by 2022 the inside and everything will be ready. And we doing virtual stuff too for the kids this year too.
Okay, yeah, man, line that shit up, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll do that shit.
You said that like you had drugs on the table. I was line
that shit up. We ain't made it yet, bro. I told you. I'm gonna do a line of coke.
Drinking a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Hey, I'm gonna do a line of coke for us.
Where this go south?
Crown and Coke. All right, Wendy
Crown
Williams.
And coke for real. Hey,
she said my Coke days.
I can't believe. Man, my GoFundMe of the week is Method Man, bro. How you fuck Wendy Williams?
Listen, I told him on the air yesterday he had 24 hours to respond because she might be capping.
She might be.
I'm not gonna attack my man. He a whole legend. I'm not gonna do that to him.
But he ain't
if it was early in Wendy Williams' days,
see, a lot of people in the comments kept saying that like she was nice back in the day. I'm like,
yeah, but how far back are we talking, fam? Like
far back for him enough for him to do it.
But remember, he was high allegedly, so.
Nah, I didn't.
Hey man, that's a GoFundMe, bro.
I can't listen. Hey, we all got somebody we embarrassed that we smashed, or maybe we shouldn't smash. But I couldn't take that one. Not Wendy Williams.
Oh yeah, I know. You got one.
Dawg said he got a Wendy Williams.
Oh, Eric definitely got a Wendy Williams.
She got a long back,
but I know yours.
You gotta tell me that.
Yeah, I got.
Well, you gotta tell him off there.
Do I?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Well, your mans know more than you. Like, oh yes.
You may not remember it.
He said, but I do.
Yeah, bro. I know you done slayed your fair share, but man, I seen a couple.
Dude,
I'm really stumped, but all right. Hey, let's go ahead and cut this off. No June time.
Oh,
no June time.
Hey, man, find Sweats and Suits, man, wherever you find the podcast, man. We are going to be back on SoundCloud soon. I know I keep telling y'all that, but I just ain't feel like paying for it and putting our RSS feed there yet, but it's coming soon. YouTube, subscribe. Show some love to the tube. Yeah, man, this episode is going to probably go up tomorrow or Monday. I think I'm going to drop it on their head top Monday. Or whenever Deuce send it over to me. But, man, thank y'all for being here, man. Again, thank you.
This should be here tonight.
For real, man. Thanks, Promise, man. Again, dog, I appreciate you, man. Again, bro, our door is open. Whenever you want to come through, whatever you need from us, bro, any sort of promo, anything you want us to pull up to, we got you, brother.
And I appreciate that.
Thank you 100 times over, my man.
Big facts. You already know. It's not a threat. It's a promise.
You can leave off that, brother.
I ain't gonna drop a key. That's the key.
That's the key.